These flowers are to die for, no pun intended, or pun intended.
My fault.
What's that?
I didn't hit the go live button.
Ah! Can they hear me or anything? Could they hear me?
Now you're live.
Okay, now I'm live. That is so cute because Ken's like, oh, I forgot to hit the go live button. So hello, my friends. Welcome to the Pretty Pansy class. I'm really excited about this class because not only did it sell out very, very quickly, but these flowers are to die for. Pun intended or unintended, I'm not quite sure. But these flowers, just these dies alone were worth the whole class price because let me tell you, I was like, oh, I actually need 2 sets in my department over here because I really, really, really want extras. But I'm really excited about tonight. Sorry we're a couple minutes late. You never know with live electronics how things are going to work. And it's just crazy because we do this every Thursday. We go live and we create a card together. But that's different technology. That's different than doing the technology tonight, and that's different than the No Makeup Mondays, and that's different than the Facebook Lives I do for HSN and the regular HSNs that I do. So let me tell you, it's all technology involved, and it's crazy. So let's do a couple shout outs. Hello, Debbie from Lincoln, Nebraska. Hello. Hi, Victoria. Hello, hello. Lynn said that sold me, the flowers. Yes, I totally get it. Arla says she's so excited. I am too. I'm excited about tonight. Hi, Jaylene in Wisconsin. Hi, Stacy. Oh, another Wisconsin. Hi, Kaydell. Hello, hello. I think you usually go by K, right? K. Hi, M. Mays. Hello. Hi, Kelly. The kit is awesome. Hi, Makai. I hope I said that right. Hi, Patty Cakes in Hawaii. Hello. So everybody's jumping on. I love this. Hi, Rebecca. Now, just a heads up. Let's do a couple little housekeeping things, right? So never fear. If you were not able to see this live or you have to leave because I know it does get late on the East Coast, that's okay. This is being taped. It's being recorded. You can watch this as many times as you want. It's going to be in your account. And so anytime you want to watch it, you can just go into your account on our website, thestampsoflife.com, and you're going to be able to watch this video. We do ask you, though, please do not share this link. This is for you exclusively. Those of you that purchase the class, this is for you exclusively. So if someone says, hey, the link isn't working, can you give it to me? Say, you know what? You need to contact the office. And that way we can look up to make sure everything's working and that they were supposed to have the link and things like that. Hi, Joe in Nevada. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Rebecca. So when we do this class tonight, there's a couple different ways you can do it if you're new to our online classes. I know a lot of you have done a lot of online classes with us, but if you're new to them, there's a couple ways you can do it. One, we gave you the homework, so we have this nice little homework sheet, so that way you'll be able to follow along easier if you've done your homework. If you've not done your homework, you can kind of follow along a little bit, but some of it you might fall behind on. That's okay. So a lot of people sit back, relax, enjoy their Diet Coke or their coffee or whatever they drink. Usually I don't think people drink coffee at night, right? I don't know. I don't drink coffee. But they just sit back, relax, they get involved in the chat, and they just watch. They don't even try to craft. Then they'll watch it again another time, and then they'll craft along with me. That's one way. Another way is you can do some of the things that I do, and some not, and just like put some off to the side. You can choose what you do tonight, and then do the rest another time. Another way is to literally follow along step by step, and we do have a lot of people that do that too. So as long as you've done your homework, chances are you might be able to do it step by step along with me, which is really awesome. And in between the classes, we take about a 10-minute break, so that'll give you time to kind of finish up that card, take a potty break if you need to, clean up your area to get started on the second or third card. Okay, we have a lot of fun things happening tonight. We're going to do the class. We also have a live release at the end of the night of brand new items, which I'll be honest, the kit that this is probably my favorite class, but the kit is probably my favorite kit we've ever done. That's coming up later tonight. Just saying. Probably my absolute favorite of all time. Now, if you see somebody answering in the chat and it says Stephanie Bernard, please know ahead of time it's not me because I'm right here, right? It's actually Dina answering your questions. So Dina is in Arizona and she's answering your questions while I'm here in California along with Ken. We're in California and we're doing it on this side. So, Linda Sanchez is here in Idaho. Hello, my love. Miss you. I was going to call our groomer in a couple days to get her to come visit Cookie. I wish you could come help us tonight. Let's see. Couple people talking amongst themselves, which is awesome. Oh boy. Let's see. Yay, a new kit. Exciting. Absolutely love every kit. Thank you. Carol says, oh, hello, Carol. The Stamps of Life lifers on Thursday. Awesome. Yeah, I know. We're all kind of like lifers, right? Okay. We're going to jump in to the Pretty Pansy class because we don't want to waste any more time. However, did you have something you wanted to say, baby? No. Okay. You look like you did, so I wanted to check. Okay. I wanted to show you a couple samples from our design team that they made using these products, but not involved in the class. They're just using the class products. But I wanted to share them with you just because I know some of them might have kind of changed your mind about, oh, if you were going to join or not going to join. But here's an example. The first thing I want to point out too is the barrel fold it. We're calling it a 5x7 fold it, but that's so you can build up. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more in class tonight. But there's an example. This is one of my favorite examples of it stamped because I just thought this was absolutely gorgeous. Look at how beautiful that is. I love the stamps. Here is one with the dies. This is just dies and inking. Isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely stunning. Absolutely love it. Hi, Francine. Hello. Hi, Susan. Hi, Jeannie. Hi, Teresa. Here's a cute one with the stamps, which I just think is so pretty. Here's another one. So you're going to be using these stamps and dies for a long time in the future. Here's a cute one, and I love Cheryl. She always leaves me little notes to tell me. This one says pull out card and pull top flowers out. So look at this. The flowers come out. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? So you have your card and then you open it up and there's your cute little message. Absolutely love it. Cheryl, thank you always for your little notes because they always help me. And then here's another cute one. Absolutely beautiful. Of course, Cheryl used our 3D inks. We are working on new 3D ink colors, by the way. We just finally approved set number 3. So that's going to be coming pretty soon. So look at how gorgeous that is. So boom, let's get started. We're going to just jump in literally right now because we have so much to do tonight. Now, this is the card that we're going to work on first. This is card number 1. So you did have some homework regarding this card, but this is an example of card number 2. I'm sorry, card number 1. I was thinking 2 because I wanted Ken to go to camera 2. But this is it. Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? Now, we're going to do a couple different techniques in here. Of course, we're going to be using the stencil. We're also going to be stamping the background as well, those fun bud flowers. And then we have our dies here. We also have some of the flowers and some of the leaves die cut out of felt, and we're going to die cut some of that tonight. And then we have our cute little barrel, and then we have consider yourself hugged. Now, there's something I want to point out right off the bat on this. When we say this barrel is 5x7 in size, let me show you stay on that one, please. So let me show you the die itself right there, right? So we say it's a 5x7 fold it because there is your barrel. But what you're going to do is you're going to use a 5x7 card below you, and then you're going to build it up. Because if we made it exactly 5x7, then you wouldn't have any space to put any flowers or anything. So this is the barrel itself, and then you're going to be able to build up to make it a 5x7. So that's why we call it 5x7. I don't want anyone to be confused regarding that. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we are going to, of course, we have our cardstock, our 5x7 cardstock. We're just going to keep that off to the side. And we have our 2 vanilla colored. Now, if you don't have the vanilla, you could use powdered sugar. Again, any of the colors that I say, if you don't have them, it's okay. You can mix and match. That's fine. So we're going to use the larger one for just a layering piece. We are going to take the smaller one and we are going to get our stencil out. So if you have not opened your stencil yet, go ahead and open it up. I get to get a new one out of this deal, which is kind of cool. They're always worried that I'm not going to have everything I need for the class right at my fingertips, so they send me a whole new kit, which I kind of like. Okay. So here we have, by the way, you guys, I absolutely love this stencil. You're going to be using it over and over and over again. We added the grass as well as the brick. So you're getting 2 different options, and we're going to do the grass later tonight. So I'm going to show you a fun technique with that. So what we're going to do is we are going to get some scratch paper, and always make sure you have scratch paper handy. Here's my scratch paper. I'm going to lay my card down, my cardstock, and I am going to take my stencil and I am going to washi tape it down. I'm going to washi tape it down because I want to make sure that it is completely straight. I want to make sure that my bricks are straight. I don't want them to be crooked. You know, there's nothing worse than crooked bricks, right? So we're just gonna lay this down, and I'm gonna tape that down so we have it right there. And I'm going to add a couple more. Merlin says she's watching while driving home from Temecula. Oh, I hope you're not driving, Merlin. I hope somebody else, like your husband or something, is driving. Ooh, 90 degrees in Florida today, Michelle. Ooh, nice. Hi, Nancy. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get out a couple colors. You can see on our sample, we used the raspberry, we used the banana, we used pixie, and we used green mint chip. Now, we actually even did color behind this. I recommend you do the entire sheet. Now, a lot of it's going to be covered, but what if you feel like you messed up on a spot? Boom, you can cover that part and use the other side. So I highly recommend you color the entire thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my brushes, and I am using mint chip first. And you can do, if you want more color in the background, you can do littler spots. I like how what we did here is like a big spot of the raspberry, a big spot of the yellow, some green. I'm going to probably do a little bit more green, but I'm just going to go ahead and start. So go ahead and get yours out. You can start doing some of the blending if you want to. I'm going to go a whole green stripe. Now again, I am going to do the whole paper because just in case I like one side better than the other, because there's no top and bottom to the brick, right? It's just one. So you get to decide like, oh, I think I need to do, you know, I like this side better, or I like that side better. So you can decide after you're done. So I'm going to kind of blend it on top of each other a little tiny bit. And we're going to go over it like this. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the chat. That's why we have the chat. And as you ask those questions, hopefully Dina will see it. If Dina does not answer it within a reasonable amount of time, I need you to ask the question again. Don't say, Dina, did you see my question? Because she doesn't know the question, right? So ask it again. Just say, you know, hey, and then just ask the same question again. That's okay if she misses it. And so let's get, let's do this one, and we're gonna get some purple in there. Look at that, look how pretty this is. Now, you can do as many colors as you want. It's up to you. I want to get some, you know me, I have to get some pink in there. So we're gonna do that one. And then we're gonna get pink in here, I think most of it, most of the rest, let's see. And hopefully, Kenny, if you see some chat questions, you can ask them too, maybe, and I can answer them live. Okay, if you get a chance to get to that point. Okay, so I'm adding pink down here, and then I think I should go back to my pixie, which is my light purple. Pixie is my light purple. I'm gonna grab some more, and I'm gonna do this bottom corner down here. Okay, so now I literally have a rainbow effect. It almost looks like a tie-dye, isn't that pretty? I'm in love with stencils. I have so much fun with stencils. So here we go, there we go. Now let's put these all away, because if you don't, you'll put your hand in it, or at least that's what I do. And we're moving those off to the side. Now we're going to lift this up, check it, I always like to lift up a couple sides just to make sure I've got everything going here. Then I can lift it up for real. And there is my gorgeous, gorgeous brick. Now, the hard part's gonna be is deciding which end up, right? I think I'm gonna have this end up because it has the most colors in it, and I want that green to show as well. Again, I'm gonna name off the colors because I see that as a question. Oh, I'm sorry, I said banana, it's sunshine. Well, I actually use banana, but you can use sunshine. Pixie, mint chip, raspberry, and look at how gorgeous that is. I'm telling you, that raspberry ink is just stunning. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm keeping my scratch paper down. I am going to use raspberry, and I am going to stamp, see here? I'm going to stamp 3 buds. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to kind of mix and match them, right? So let's get our stamps out and get a block, and we're going to use the bud stamps, the bud stamp. Okay, so we're going to peel it off, and we're going to lay that down. Now, if you want this to line up to your die, a couple things, one thing mainly, is make sure you don't accidentally skew it. I did add some extra base on there, but make sure you don't put it on like that if you want it to line up to the die. What you want to do is to make sure it's going to line up to the die, put it face down on your paper, move it around, let it get to its shape, and then boom, now it's going to line up with the die. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to ink this up and we're going to stamp it. So we're going to stamp it 3 times, and you can like turn it around as much as or as little as you want. And I'm going to do 1 there. Now the cool thing is if for any reason I really mess up, I can still switch it this way, right? Okay, so that was 1. Now I'm going to move it a little bit this way, and I want this one to go kind of high. And then I'm going to do that one there. Now I do have my Stamper Secret Weapon below me. That is going to give me a better impression because I have that foam. And then this one, we're going to just go kind of like straight, like right there. Now we're doing 3. Why? Because 3 is a good design number. You always want to do odd numbers, and 3 is a perfect number to do. Okay, there we go. So we've added our pretty colors. We've added our stamp on top of it. And now what we're going to do is we are going to start doing some flowers. Now I took the liberty because I was just playing around. I've already cut out 3 leaves out of my green felt. Out of my green felt, I cut out 3 leaves. We are not adding adhesive to the back because we want you to be able to move it around on the card a little bit. So you're going to have more texture and more height on your card, or more thickness on your card. So go ahead and die cut those. Then what you're going to do is you're going to die cut some flowers. Now we're going to die cut 2 full flowers out of the pixie. So that means you're going to die cut this part. The part that looks like a butterfly. I always think, every time I see it from the back, I think it's a butterfly. That and the little piece that goes with it, okay? Now, the cool thing is, the absolutely positively cool thing is you can use your mini Gemini, which kind of knocks my socks off that you can do that. However, I need to trim my felt just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some scissors, and I'm going to cut this in half. And I am going to cut. So I'm going to cut out 2 flowers. So go ahead and do that out of your pixie. One tip that I've had a couple questions people ask is, what do you do when you're well, actually mine aren't doing it right now, but what do you do when your cutting pads or cutting folders are like start to warp? You know what I do? I simply flip it around and run it through the opposite way. So these are like double-sided, so you don't have to worry about what side you use. So I'm going to just lay this in there, and I'm going to get my dies, get my other die, lay that on top, right there. And when you're running it through, make sure that you hold it in place. I always squeeze it right here. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it until it gets into the machine, so I don't have to worry about that die, those dies moving, okay? And I'm just going to run that through. Now, amazingly enough, you only have to run it through once, which is pretty awesome. And so now we're going to lift that out. We have 1 flower there. Look how gorgeous that is. It cuts the felt so nice. Now, this is not your craft felt that you get at the grocery store, at the craft store. This is wool content felt, meaning it has wool, W-O-O-L, content in it, and it is going to cut like butter. Like, it is literally, the first time you cut with a die cut in this felt, you're just going to kind of fall over a little bit because it's absolutely amazing. It's like, it's literally a hot knife through butter. I'm going to lay that down, and I'm going to run these through just right there. Can you use cardstock instead of felt? Jennifer, absolutely, my love, absolutely. If you don't have any felt, you just cut it out of ideally light colored purple, but anything. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. We just like to show different things, but if you don't have any felt, that's okay. A-okay. So let's see. Somebody asked, what color felt am I using? I'm using Pixie and Mint Chip. Thank you, Dina, for answering that. Okay, so now I'm going to put those off to the side. I'm telling you guys, this is the way to go. Okay, I love that mini. Okay, so now I have my cute little flowers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue them together. But here's something I want to talk to you about these flowers. And I'm going to use a different color so you can really see what I'm talking about. So here I have some cut out of the pansy and some out of the sunshine or banana. I think it's banana, but whatever. Okay, and what I want to show you is how to build your flowers. This is open to interpretation, okay? It literally is open to interpretation. Here are the 2 dies I'm talking about. And what you can do is you can put this one behind it so it just shows a little bit, like that. You could put it, and I'm doing 2 colors so you can see it better on camera. Or you could do it a little bit more like that if you wanted. You could also even go further up and make it look like that. It's up to you. Now remember, because we have all these other pieces to put on there. We have the insides. So you might like it out a little bit further, or you might like it a little bit smaller. It's completely up to you. I honestly, if I had to pick, I would go halfway in between, and I'd go like right about there. But again, that is up to you. You get to decide. So what we're going to do is we're going to use some liquid glue. You can use any liquid glue. You can use craft glue, whatever, because we don't. It's not scrapbooking. You don't have to worry about, oh, is it going to be acid free or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my flowers and I'm going to glue them together first. So I'm gluing my felt together. I'm using the best glue ever. We sell it on our website. You have white glue at your house. I know you do. Heck, use Elmer's. I don't care. Just use whatever you have, okay? Don't think that you have to have the exact right one or the exact same one. And I'm going to lay this down, give or take, right about there. Now, I have a little extra glue hanging out, so what I can do is, you know, grab your bone folder or whatever and just get that out of there. Okay, so there's one glued, and then we're going to add this one just right like that. And that one I think I'm going to be okay on. Okay, so there we have that. Then we are going to take, oh, well, let's do the other flowers. So let's do all of our flowers. Get all your extra homework out. And we're going to put these flowers together as well. So we have 2 other flowers. And this you can use regular whatever. You can use tape runner. You could use score tape. You can also use score tape on the felt if you want to, if you don't have liquid glue. It's totally up to you. So I'm going to lay that right there. These pansies, I just love these pansies so much. And it's so funny because they, like, when you first just do these parts, you're like, okay, well, that doesn't look like much. But when you get all those pieces on there, you're going to get wowed, right? Now what I'm going to do is on these little pieces that are cut out of vanilla, I'm only putting adhesive on the very, very center, okay? I'm only doing it on the very center because I want to be able to pull up some of those pieces, okay? So I'm just doing it on the very center, and I'm going to add that one. And I'm going to do that on all of them, okay? So just go ahead and do that on all. We're just adding the centers, the vanilla centers. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. I try to look up there once in a while, but Dina's on top of all of them. Don't worry. There's another one. Whoops. And I'll be honest, I work on scratch paper 90% of the time. I know when I'm on camera, I usually don't, but when I really get down to business, I like to have scratch paper below me. In fact, Kenny and I have under our printer a spot for scratch paper. Like if we make a misprint or something, then I can, we just grab out of the scratch paper pad section, scratch paper pad, not pad, but section. So there we have our cute little flowers. Aren't those cute? I love them. They look like they're flying. I'm telling you, they still look like butterflies. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go through our epoxy dots, and you get to decide any colors you want. Now, don't forget, we have these other colors over here too. We have green if we want to do green, but I will be honest with you. Let's look at this. I will be honest with you. I like the bigger dots. Here's a little dot. Well, I mean a medium dot, and here's the big dot. I prefer the big dot. The big dot is more exciting to me. Yes, the felt is totally different than what you buy at the craft store. This has wool content. That is acrylic, and it's literally it's like string cheese. That felt at the craft store is like string cheese. When you try to cut it, you go like this. It's like mozzarella on a pizza. It just keeps stringing. So this is nice and clean. So what we're going to do is we have our guys here, and we're going to add our larger epoxy dots, unless you like the smaller ones better. It's up to you. So I'm going to look at these, and I'm going to say, what colors do I want? Well, I want this yellow one over here, so I'm going to add that right there. And then I'm going to do pansy one right there, and then I'm going to go rogue, and I'm going to find some pixie. Now, I always have all of my wonderful epoxy dots. Look at that. Sometimes I just like to collect them. I don't even need to use them all. I just collect them. And I'm going to try. Oh, look at that. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to yell. Look, I found some pixie right off the bat. Oh, I know somebody's going to ask. This is the Barbara bag. Yes, we do sell epoxy dots and felt, Lisa. Yes, we do, my love. Here we go. This comes in it comes with 2 little boxes, clear boxes in the Barbara, and it's a buddy bag, and that's where all my epoxies are. And as you can see, it works because I had them right there. So I'm going to add one there. Now, if you wanted to, you could even have more fun and add different colors. Like you could put Pixie over here if you wanted. You could totally mix and match. That's all up to you. So we're going to just leave those over there. Keep that over there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to get out our, oh, don't stick. Okay, move those over off to the side a little bit. Let them finish drying. And we are going to get out our barrel. And I want to add just a little bit of ink to this, just to kind of, you know I like to ink, so that's why. I have no reason, just because I love it. Okay, so I'm going to grab the ginger snap, and every time I grab this ginger snap, I don't think we ever got ink on it. I seriously don't think we ever got ink on this one. It's literally dry. So what we're going to do is we are going to grab, let's see. Oh, here. We're going to break my rules and do big ginger snap. Now, why do I not like to use brushes on my big pads? Because the next time I go stamp with my big pad, you know there's going to be a little piece of fuzz on that pad, and it's going to ruin your stamped image. So I don't like to use brushes or anything on my big pads except stamps. I'm breaking my own rule right now. I'm just going to go in the corner because I want to get some of that ink. And I'm just going to go around the edges ever so lightly, just because I like to have that little extra oomph. And I'm only going around the 3 edges because the other edges aren't going to show. So I'm just going to go around the edges. Again, usually I always try to use my smaller pads, but it is what it is. Okay, so now I have my little guy right here. Now I'm also going to get out my circle. So we had you cut out a circle, and I'm going to stamp that. I'm going to stamp mine, consider yourself hugged. We're going to use that sentiment a lot tonight just because it's the main sentiment. Well, it's the only sentiment on this kit, actually. We wanted to give you so many pansies that that's the only thing that would work, only thing that would fit. So I'm going to grab this. Actually, I think I need a bigger block. And we're going to add this. Boom, right there. And we are going to stamp this in Pansy. Okay, so we had the Pansy kit, and then we came out with the Pretty Pansy class. You would think, oh, did they plan that? Actually, we kind of didn't. It just kind of happened. And let me tell you, it created a lot of problems in-house because we're like, is that for the Pansy class or the Pansy kit? And yeah, it was pretty funny. Okay, so there's, I got ink on me. There is our Consider Yourself Hugged. And I'm going to put that back on my stamp set because I know I'm going to lose it, and I'm going to use it a couple more times tonight. Okay, so there's my Consider Yourself Hugged. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting everything together. One thing I know I'm going to do is I'm going to use adhesive foam to pop this up. Look at this. Here is some almost trash, right? I think most people that are not crafters would consider this trash. This is adhesive foam, adhesive on both sides. Yeah, we do have it on our website. I know most of you already have some of this. This I used to cut out the word baby for one of our fold-its. But all of this, non-crafters would think that was trash, right? But you and I both know that that is not trash. It is good stuff, and we're going to use that to be our pop-up, right? Because you don't ever want to buy that stuff because it's why waste your money, right? Let's cut it one more. It doesn't matter what your foam square looks like on the back or your pop dot or whatever you want to call it, because no one's going to see it, right? And so you're going to always want to use your leftovers from your shaker cards. Boom, there we go. Okay, so let's start putting our card together. The first thing we're going to do is we go back to our card. I'm going to remove this because I'm not going to be inking. And what we're going to do is we are going to add first the background, okay? So go ahead and add that. We're going to add adhesive all the way around. And we're going to make sure we get enough adhesive on there. Okay. And we're going to lay that down. And yes, it does help if you make the noise. I'm kidding. Okay, there we go. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take our bottom piece. Ooh, look, I noticed I got a little ink on there, so that's good because that's going to get covered, so it doesn't even matter, does it? And I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to add adhesive all the way around on this one. And I always add a little in the middle just for kicks to make sure. And I'm going to lay this down right there in the center. Look at how gorgeous those colors are together. I love that. Okay, right there. Press down, press down, press down. Now we're going to add our barrel. So here I have the shadow part of my barrel, and then here I have my barrel. So I'm going to add my barrel to the shadow first. Go a little slow on this piece because it has all of those cut marks for the detail. So you want to make sure you go really gentle on this piece because you don't want to accidentally move some of those pieces. Oops, see, like I just did, kind of get it funny-dunny, icky. So just be very careful on this piece because it's a little bit more fragile, which is good because later tonight we're going to do something else with it. Okay, so now I have this all nice and adhesive. I'm going to lay this down, line this up right there. So when you're building this any kind of card with this barrel, you're going to want to make sure you have a 5x7 background behind you, so to make sure you don't go over too far or up too far. So if you want to make this just a fold it, you are going to want to have this background. You won't adhere it, but it'll be your map or your kind of like your survey, so you know exactly how far you can go. And then you'll have your card that'll be by itself. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so now we're going to add this, and we're going to add all of this, and it's almost raffle time. We're going to lay this down right there. Look, I covered that icky. Remember that little icky there? Ha ha ha. We're going to cover that, and no one's ever going to know, right? Don't you love that? And now we get to add our leaves and our flowers. Now, if I wanted to ink some of these, actually I do, really quick, sorry. I want to ink, you know I always want to ink, so. And I have my other ones here. Here's my other leaves, but I want to add some green. So you can never have too much ink on your stuff, right? Okay, so I'm going to add this. This is mint chip on mint chip, and I'm just going to add a little bit, mostly to the edges, to the very tip, and I'm just going to leave it just like that. So I'm not doing the whole, I'm not going all the way around the leaf, okay, because I want the leaf to look a little bit more natural. And I love this leaf because you can easily kind of pinch it, and then it's going to have more definition to it. Look at that, it's like 3D, right? Because it has that extra cut in it. And do I only have two? Oh, I only have two. Bummer. I could have spent all day doing just that. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to bring my card back over, and I am going to decorate the rest of my card. I'm going to always lay it out first before I decide to adhere it. So here's my sample, so you can see the sample at the same time. But I always, you know, make yours different. It's totally cool to make yours different, right? Look, I did different backgrounds, and my flowers are a little different. So I want you to lay out your flowers. I always like to lay it all out before I decide what's going where. Now you can look at my sample, or you can do it your own way. You can layer these as much as you want. I like to have my felt on top because I want them to be I want those to be the hero of the card, just because, you know, felt's more exciting than cardstock if you have it. And then I'm going to add in some leaves. So I'm going to, I definitely want a leaf there. I definitely want a leaf over here. Grab that right there. And then, and this will also tell you where you're going to have, where you can put your adhesive on your leaf, like if you're going to cover it over more or not. Oh, look at that. Oh, I like that. And then we're going to have one of these. Now, if you want your leaf to go the other way, you definitely can turn it over. It kind of, you can kind of tell it has a backing to it, but what you can do, and this is what I like to do, this one's a little bit more intricate, but if you rub your fingernail over it, or you could even use a bone folder, I've always used my fingernail, you can rub your fingernail over it, and that's going to kind of take off that edge to make it less look like the back. And then I could use this as the front. So I'm going to do that just because I talked about it. So let's get my green. I'm going to add some green to it. So, and why did I do that? What was the purpose of that? Well, let me show you. This is how the direction it's supposed to go, right? That's the direction it's supposed to go. But I want one turned this way. So now I've inked that, I've ran my fingernail over it a little bit to flatten that little back edge, and now I have a die that goes the opposite way. So I'm going to add this one right there, and I'm looking at this going, okay, this actually looks really cute. A couple different things I want to do here. I want to get a leaf right in there, I think, but not as much. Let's see. Yeah, I think more like that. Look at that. Look at that. I think I like that. It's funny. I like this one better than the first one I did. Okay, now, but before you do much further, check to make sure you're not covering where you are hugged. Now, if you are going to cover too much and you really don't want to mess with that spot, you could go up here if you wanted. I think I'm going to go probably, well, I guess I'll just move this guy up a little bit. Okay, now I should have enough room. There we go. There we go. Or I could do that. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So we'll put this down first. So now we're going to start gluing it all down, right? You can use anything. You can use score tape. You can use tape runner. This one has adhesive foam on the back. I'm going to go over as far as I can. There we go. And then I'm just going to lift up this flower, move it over just a little, and I'm going to adhere these. So I'm going to just turn that over. Add some adhesive. Go gentle on this, on the adhesive, because remember, it's a very fragile leaf because it has all those beautiful cutouts right there. On this one, you can use score tape, and let me show you what you can do with the score tape. Any size you want. Here's my score tape. I'm actually going to peel off the back. Watch this, you guys. This is cool. We're going to peel off the back, so I have my score tape right here, right? So there's my score tape. Oh, let's let them look at that. So there's my score tape, right? So there's my score tape piece. I took off both layers, and now I'm just going to kind of roll it a little bit into a ball. Try not to touch it too much because then you're going to take some sticky off. But now it's sticky and it's kind of like a glue dot. We're just going to lay that down and lay that right there. I'm not gluing my entire leaf down because I want it to have some more movement to it. Okay, and then I'm going to add this guy. Now I could use it. I'm doing a whole bunch of different ways to adhere it just so you can see the differences, but they're all good. They're all going to work the same. I'm going to add a little bit of liquid glue to this one and add that one right there. Press, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to add this green. I'm trying to like really work on what's in the on the bottom first. So this one I can pretty much adhere all the way. I'm going to gently add adhesive to this and add that one right there. I hope that's the way that one went. And I'm going to get some more score tape. So let's see. Let's see. Oh, people are talking about. Oh, somebody's in Alaska.
How do you clean your brushes, Stephanie?
Oh, how do I clean my brushes? Good question. I usually don't. So, for example, I have a pink brush. I have a green brush. You can buy little clips to go on them on Etsy. Some people sell them, or you can just use rubber bands if you want to. You could also use a label maker to put the color on the back. So this is the pink one, and that means that it's like anything in the pink family. If I'm going to use a light pink, what I'll do on scratch paper is I'll rub it like this to make sure I don't have any deep pink on it, but I just rub some of the ink out and that's it. I don't clean them. I know you can use like shampoo if you want to. You can clean them. I have not had success cleaning them that way because it's always they could clump. I run into too many issues, and I've never had a real reason to need to clean them. So that's my.
I have the question: are you going to end up doing 5 flowers on here? Because you usually say 5.
I know. I thought of that as I was doing it.
What's going on?
I know. I'm going against the rule.
Somebody caught you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do have 5 leaves though. So I'm trying to redeem myself a little bit on this. But if you think that you need 5, please do 5 and it'll make me feel better.
If you have a dry ink pad, if you just add some ink from a refill, will that usually revive it?
Absolutely. In fact, I have all of my, let me show you just because, well, I was going to say I'd show you my refill. Oh, no, that's not them. Well, usually I have my bucket of refills right there, and I was going to try to, in between class, try to find my ginger snap. But
Deborah wants to know if you can give a shout out to Jeremiah.
He is 2 days older than Liam and Miller.
Jeremiah, you're almost our triplet. 2 days older?
2 days older, that's what she said.
Oh, happy birthday, Jeremiah. Oh my goodness. Oh. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. 2 years old. I know. It's a lot. Yeah. What are our babies up to lately, Kenny? Miller's new thing now. Miller's the blonde. Miller's new thing now is he'll say, milk, milk. And then you'll say, oh, do you want some milk? And he'll look at you and say, okay. he like makes it look like it's your idea. I don't quite understand that. It's the funniest thing. He did it a couple times yesterday, Kenny, where he wanted it to like sound like it was your idea. It was weird. It was really weird. It's funny, but it was weird.
He was fighting his glasses.
Oh, he was his glasses. And anybody that has any tips or tricks, the eye doctor doesn't have any ideas. Apparently, I'm putting this under because I want that felt to show. A 2-year-old little boy wearing glasses, he scratches them within about 4 days, every pair. Okay, look at this. We are done. Look at how gorgeous this is. Look at this. Isn't this pretty? So here we have our Consider Yourself Hugged. Now, you can also move this one actually needs to be moved up a little bit more. I'm deciding.
Lola wants to know, Stephanie, did you stamp the buds onto the brick wall?
Yes, I did. I did my brick first, and then I stamped my buds right on top, and I moved it around different ways so it would look like a different bud each time. But look at that. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? I love my leaves just falling around everywhere. Here's my original, so you can see it's a little different. It's always good to do different. You don't have to do it exactly like me. And what we're going to do now is we're going to do a couple raffles, and then we're going to take a 10-minute break, and then we'll move into the next card. So you can finish up this card, and then during the break, you can run to the powder room if you need to, or whatever you need to do. Do not push stop on your computer. Let it keep running. Don't touch your computer. Let it keep running, because that's the only way you'll get to see the next class is don't touch anything on your computer. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple raffles. And where's my tin? Oh, here we go. And thank you to Anne Marie. I think I saw her name on here. I'm using my bucket. I haven't used it lately. Okay, and on your computer screen, as soon as we go to break, you'll see an up close and personal card sample, okay? And this is for a $10 gift certificate. Dun, 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 dun. Teresa Ortego, Ortego. You just won a $10 gift certificate to our website. Faylene will get these to you for any winner. She'll get them to you by probably tomorrow. Okay, let's see this. Let's see. Okay, Vanessa says, invest in the scratch resistant lenses. I am super hard on my glasses and having them. Yes, guess what, Vanessa? He has the scratch resistant lenses.
They're not little boy.
They're not
Scratch resistant.
2-year-old little boy scratch resistant. He has them. He also has 2 pairs, because now what we have to do is we have 1 pair at the repair place and he wears the other pair. And then yesterday Kenny drove by that place and they pop in new lenses. She has to buy new lenses, and then they put him in the second pair of glasses. And then yesterday Miller refused to wear his scratched ones, and Grandpa brought home the new pair, and that little boy wore them. It's really sad. Yeah, he has scratch resistant. They said he has the most scratch resistant you can get. Okay, but yeah, I know. Phyllis Smith, you just won a $10 gift certificate to our website. Whoa. Okay, one more. Frankie says, I like your paint bucket. Thank you. Anne Marie made it for me. I love it. Okay, and this one is Carol Balser, or it could be Rolser, I can't tell. B or R, A-L-S-E-R. You just won a $15 gift certificate to the website. So, boom, you're going to see a picture of this card so you can look at it up close and personal. We're going to take a $10 gift certificate. I'm sorry, a 10-minute, I'm trying to read the chat as I'm talking. A 10-minute break, and then we'll be back for the second card. Okay, see you in a couple minutes. Kenny says I mumble too much, so he said no more mumbling. Hello, my friends. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that first card as much as I did. I did see a couple questions. I did not ink any felt. I think I saw a question about inking the felt. No, I did not ink any felt, so we're good about that. Let's see, Brandy. Oh, Brandy's here. Hey, Brandy. I saw your email. I haven't had a chance to answer it, but I did see it, so hang tight. Let's see. I did ink the cardstock leaves. The cardstock leaves I inked. The felt leaves I did not ink. Okay, I think there was a couple little questions. Wendy asked, how many cards are we doing tonight? We're doing 3 cards. So we are 1/3 done. Look at that. My math teachers in high school would be so proud. I did ink the leaves that were cardstock. Yes. Okay. Boom. Are you ready for the second card? Here we go. I absolutely love this one. This is a A2 size card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And oh, look at that purple in the background. I wonder what that is. Okay, so here we go. Here is our Consider Yourself Hugged. Look at our gorgeous flowers. We're doing different things to these flowers, which are really fun. We're going to stamp that little circle. We're going to do some brick on the outside, but then on the inside, we have a couple things going on. Number 1, we're going to use that grass stencil. Number 2, we added another flower. And then we have this cute little tag. Now, this could be a tag. You could put a bookmark in there. You could put a gift card in there. Hello, we always need ways to give gift cards. So isn't that cute? I absolutely love this one. So cute. You can still write your message on top of that, which is really awesome. So Nancy says, I tutor math all the time. I know, Nancy. Next time I need math help, I'm going to go to you. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get started with this one. I know you had a lot of homework on this one, a lot of die cutting. One of the things, and let me show you, you could see it in the photo, but I don't think we really called it out. On these pieces here, let's do 3. On these pieces here, on the flowers, we die cut the little, oh, hang on, let me get one so you can see it. We die cut the little tiny dots. Okay, so you can see we die cut those little tiny dots on the big petals. So if you didn't, I apologize, I didn't get it in the instructions. I don't think it was in the homework instructions. It was in the picture, but we didn't necessarily call it out. But we just added those cute little dots to the petals. So we did that on all of them. We have 4 flowers total. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm telling you, all you get, look at this, you guys. Hang on. Hang on. I have to do this now because it's totally, hang on. Oh, come on. Look at this. Would this or would this not make the cutest little butterfly? Oh, they can't see it. Look, it's a butterfly. I told you it was a butterfly. Look. So if you don't, we should have done that as part of the class. Look. Woo! It's a butterfly now. It's flying away. Okay, that's the cutest little thing. Sorry, I just had to show that. Okay, because every time I look at them, I think of butterfly. But we're changing them into flowers. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we are going to ink these edges. Oh, boom. Guess what I found? My Ginger Snap refill. And there were some questions on how can you add refills to these. So really quick, I'm going to do that just so you can see me actually do it. Make sure, double check that you're doing the right color to the right ink, okay? To the right ink pad. And literally, oh, see, there's fuzz on this one. That's why you don't want to use these for stamps. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to drop in a couple. So watch. I add in a couple, and then I don't squeeze anymore, and I kind of like rub it in, okay? So I kind of move it around. This one was really dry, so I'm going to add a couple more drops. And I'm just going to kind of like rub it in, just like that. So now this one, I'm going to add a little bit more. This one should be nice and juicy-loosey. Okay, we will find out soon when I actually use this again. We're going to use it tonight. So, Ginger Snap. Okay, so what we have here is we have our little guys. And if you haven't added the little dots, either you have options. Either you can do it later, or you don't need to do it, right? It doesn't have to have that. And I'm going to get all my pieces. Now, the pansy I'm not going to really ink because it's dark enough, right? You're not going to really see much ink on it. But I'm going to get out all my pieces so I can ink them. And I'm just going to get them all out now. You should have just 2 leaves. I also have some yellow. And I'm going to get those out right here. There we go. And this piece here. I'm just going to kind of get it all out right now. I'm not going to do my dots, and I got to get my little inside pieces. These look like mini butterflies, let me tell you. I'm thinking about butterflies a lot. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Now we're going to start inking. I am going to grab my yellow. Let's do yellow first. And you can use banana, sunshine, whatever you want. And I'm just going to do mostly the edges. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of just do the edges. You could decide, oh, I just want to do the inside, like the centerpiece. That's great. You do you, right? Okay. So we're going to add this all the way around. Yeah, Miller and his glasses, let me tell you guys, that kid is on the floor 90% of the time, wrestling or rolling around or doing something. So his glasses don't stand a chance. Okay, so there's yellow, although they should not scratch like they scratch. Okay, so now we're going to do razzleberry. So we're going to grab razzleberry. Move those over here. We don't have enough room here. Okay, so now I'm going to use razzleberry. And we're going to get our pink brush. There it is. Okay. Are you able to check out the chats at all, Kenny, or are you busy doing your stuff?
Yep.
Okay, so if there's any questions that I'm not seeing. So I'm just going all the way around on these because I really like to get all the edges. Okay. That one looks good. And we're going to go, oh, that one got dark. Got that one a lot. Usually I hit down once and then I go on, but that one time I didn't. It's okay. You can go over it more if you want to lighten it up a little bit, or not. Okay, and then let's get these little guys. You don't have to do the bottom because that's not going to show, but we're going to do around here. So we're going to go around here. And then let's get this one around here. The inking just adds so much, you guys. I just love inking. Now we're gonna do our pixie. So let's get our pixie. And I feel like my pixie was a little light too. We need to find my pixie can. I was so proud of myself for finding my ginger snap. This is not the ideal way to store these, but for some reason it really works for me. Usually, unless I'm actually trying to look for something. So it's not gonna work now, but we'll find it later. Okay, so let's grab our purple. I believe it's this one. Okay, and we're going to ink this one, and this one's just not doing it for me either. Okay, so we're going to get some around there, and I'm going to really get into that one. There we go. There we go. Okay. I had my physical today, and they took 3 vials of blood, you guys. I can't believe I'm still standing. And I had to fast. I couldn't eat until noon today. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to just put our flowers together. Just start with the back. Let's just put our back on. So we're going to just add adhesive to this, and we're going to add that one right there. So just go ahead and put your backs on. Adhesive to that little point. There we go. There we go. And we're going to add that. And it's fun because, the darker, see how it's darker there, and then, oh, split screen. Look at you, Kenny. You're so fancy. And then light there. It's nice because, in real life, they're not all the exact same color, right? They have so many different shades. So it's fun to actually see that in imitating life by that. Okay, so there we go.
Wendy says she never used to ink, but now she does, and she says it makes such a big difference.
Wendy, isn't that the truth? It makes such a big difference, and that's why I always like to show the before and after side by side, because it really just makes you kind of go, whoa, that happened. Okay, now you can add adhesive just to the inside, just to the centerpiece, because you can pop these up a little bit, and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm just adding adhesive just to the centers, and I'm going to add these on. Now, a trick that I have, so I just added adhesive on the back. Look, this is on the back. I added adhesive. To pick this up, every single time I always go like this, and then I have it. I never try to actually pick it up. So I always just drop my finger on it. I don't know if that's a tip or if that's just a weird thing I do, but either way, I do it every single time. I don't think I've ever done it differently. Okay, so there are my pretty flowers. And, oh, I didn't do my green. I didn't do my green. My green leaves. My green leaves. Okay, so we're going to add this one. And again, on these, be gentle on these because they're very fragile. Remember, they have all those extra cut lines to be extra pretty. We did cut lines on these instead of like little embossing lines because you can then, you know, fold these any which way you want to if you want to, but also because I like the cut lines instead of the embossing because the embossing just sometimes doesn't show up as much. Okay, now we're going to go into our little dots. Okay, here are our little dots, and mine are all pale yellow except the one. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use a tri-blend marker, and it's going to be pretty simple. It was funny, I couldn't find this one. It was because it was like the gold part was facing me and not the light yellow. But what we're going to do is we are going to color this with the light yellow. Okay, so I'm just going to color it. And if you don't have tri-blends, you don't have this marker, okay, my loves. Don't worry about it. Use any marker you have. Heck, go get your Crayola markers. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Just color it yellow. Okay, with the lightest yellow you have. Okay. Any yellow marker. You can use our brush markers if you want to. Any yellow marker. Okay, so I just added color to those. Then I'm going to take the medium color, which is in the middle, that little dot right there. This one, if you want to know, gold yellow blend. But any yellow is going to work. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do dots. Dot, 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 dot. Any which way, all around, any which way. Dot, 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 dot. I'm not blending this, I'm just adding some fun little dots. Dot, 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 dot. Yes, and you have to say the dot, 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 otherwise it doesn't work. I'm kidding. Okay, so there we go. There's our cute little flower insert.
Are you using the big circle or the little circle? I see a question. Does that make sense? Do you use the little circles or the big one?
I'm sorry, it is the bigger one. It's the bigger one. I'm sorry, I should have said that. Here's the little tiny baby ones. And, whoops, I can't get it on my nail. I'm using the bigger one. Good question. Sorry about that. I should have said that. Okay, so now I'm going to take the fake little butterflies and I'm going to turn all of these guys upside down. So I'm turning those upside down. I'm turning over my little fake butterflies, the little insert pieces. These guys are little. And we are going to add adhesive to these. Now, you could have used adhesive on the back of these adhesive sheets if you wanted to. These guys aren't going to pop up as much, but we always get tons of questions about adhesive sheets when we have you put it on the back, so they thought maybe they wouldn't do it this time. Okay, did I get some on that one? I don't think I got any on that one. Hang on. There we go. So we're going to add adhesive to all of these. And my tweezers probably would have done good there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the circle. See how I did that? I just dropped my finger on it. And I'm going to add that to the center. And then I'm going to grab one of the inside little guys. And if you ink these, that's fine, but I didn't because they're just so dang small. And I'm just going to add it right there on top, just like that. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to grab one of these. And that one didn't have hardly any adhesive.
Do you have any tips you would share on inking like the edges like you do? How do you get better at it? Some people are saying they would like to get better results.
Oh, you know what, you guys? I have absolutely no tips at all because I literally just do it. One thing though, did you see how one got like a whole bunch of extra ink on this one? Because usually what I do is when I'm going to ink, I usually get some ink and then I tap it and then I go on my project. Or if you're doing a big, whoops, I got a little guy on me. If I'm doing like a big area, hang on, let's do this one right here. Let's do this one. Well, okay, let me finish this part and then we'll talk more about inking. Okay, so let's.
Yeah, because I remember a couple of times I tried to do the edges, like when I first would start, it would be too dark.
Right.
And then you can't fix it.
Yes. Now you can kind of rub it out a little bit, but yeah, it you know, once it's dark, it's kind of dark. So let's add this one. And we're going to add that one right there. And we're going to add this little guy right there. So now we have our flowers built and our circles. So let's finish the top of this card, but I'm still going to talk about inking. So stay tuned for that, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to just move those beautiful flowers and leaves off to the side. And we are going to get one of our rectangles. So here's one of my rectangles. This is cut out of the vanilla. And what we're going to do is we are going to again stencil. So I'm going to grab another piece of clean scratch paper. We don't want to keep looking at that ugly one. Okay, we're going to do the exact same thing as we did before. We are just going to tape this down. Oh, but one thing is it has ink on it. It has pink and yellow and green and all of that. You can use like just a paper towel. If you guys weren't watching, I would do this and just use my pajama bottoms because that's how I usually clean
You
things.
don't have your handy baby wipes?
Well, I don't really want to get this all moist.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Because I'm going to use it again right now. So I'm just kind of cleaning. If you had a paper towel, perfect. Perfect paper towel. I usually wear dark pajama bottoms, so 99% of the time, doesn't matter. Okay.
When we go back to camera 3, would you mind holding up the flowers a little bit closer?
Sure,
so we can see
absolutely.
the
Let me
detail a
get
little
them
bit
over here.
better?
Let me get them over here. Okay, so go ahead, go to 3.
Okay.
There we go. There we go. So they have lots of layers. So there's each flower is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. But look at how pretty they are. Look at how pretty they are. And don't forget, we will have the picture of this card up there in just a minute, okay? Oh, Jaylene has a good question. Does it matter which side of the stencil is up when inking it? Nope. Nope. But just be consistent when you're using it without cleaning it. Mine still has washi tape on it, so I know which is the front and back. It doesn't matter though. In general, it doesn't matter. Okay, so here we go. Here is my sheet. And again, remember, we want to make sure that we line this up straight because you do not want bricks that are not straight, right? Because that'd be weird. Okay, and I'm going to add this down. So it's pretty clean. I think there might be a little tiny bit of pink on there, but I think we're good. So we're going to use our ginger snap. Let's see. I'm going to use it. I wonder if it's good. I wonder if it's going to be good now. Let's find a brush. Where's my ginger snap brush? We'll use this one. What color is this? Who knows? Okay, so I'm going to tap it and I'm going to test it because remember I just added ink to it. And that's looking pretty good. So when I am going to use like a big stencil, what I like to do, one of the tricks I like to do to make it look nicer is I'm going to ink it up. I'm going to start on the edge and then I'm going to go on the card. Okay, so I started on the edge. See, I started over there where it's really dark, and then I'm going to go over the whole card. Now, it is a little darker there. I can kind of rub some of it out. But it's okay, right? It's going to be, you know, a little different. That's why stenciling is so cool because you want it to have different variations. You don't want it to all be exactly the same because then it's not going to have any depth to it. So now if you need more ink on it, you can also press on the back here. See how I'm using my finger to press down? You can do that also. And I'm just going to keep going like this and going like that. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Get some more ink. I always hit on the side. And we're just going to keep rubbing that around and around. I always like to start off to the side and then bring it in just to make sure I'm good. It seems to me wherever you put it down first is kind of like where it's going to be the darkest and has the most chance for not making you happy. So start it off to the side and bring it in, and I think you're going to generally be happier. Okay. But you'll see when I lift this up, it's a little darker over here, it's a little darker there, it's a little darker here, darker there. But that's what you want. You want it to be variations. So we're going to lift this up. Look at that. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love stencils so much. I can't stand it. Okay, so look at that. Isn't that stunning? Isn't that beautiful? Love it. Okay, let's stay in stencil mode because we're going to look at this inside one. Okay, and I'm going to still talk a little bit more about ink blending, so stay tuned for more of those. But what we're going to do is we're going to get our other piece right here, and we are going to, we could die cut it now, we could die cut it later. Let's go ahead and die cut it now. We are going to use a circle die. This one, I'm sure it was written in your homework, but I'll tell you what the size of this one. This is a 2-inch circle die. What if you don't have a 2-inch circle die? You are allowed to use any size circle die you have, Okay, now what if you don't have circle dies? You could use any die that you have. You could use a square, you could use a rectangle, you could use whatever you want. I'm going to use a circle because guess what? I have a circle. So I'm going to grab some washi. Washi is your friend, my friends. That sounded funny. Okay, and I'm going to bring this down like right about here a little bit. I'll show the camera better. A little bit more than halfway. So it's on my cardstock a little bit more than halfway. Make sure it's centered, and I can tell it's not perfectly centered, and that'll drive me crazy. So we're going to do that again. We're going to lay this down right there. Okay, and we're going to just run that through our die cut machine, just like that. So I'm going to lay that down, and I'm going to run that through. And then we're going to stencil this a little bit differently this time, though. Okay, so here we go. Bringing it back over here, gently pulling that up. Gently, 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 gently. There we go. And this is just trash, or you can do whatever you want with it. Okay, put your circle away. Okay, so here we have our cute little top. And now what we're going to do is we are going to stencil this a little differently this time. First, what we're going to do is we are going to start right about, a little bit lower, right about here. We're going to do the grass this time, you guys. We're going to do the grass. We're going to get our green mint chip, or any green you have. It doesn't matter, any green you have. We're going to get our green brush. See, I want less, so I'm tapping off a lot. And I'm going to, now, make sure if you need to, if you're crazy like me, I kind of get out of hand sometimes. All times. What I'm going to do is I'm literally covering those top bricks, because chances are I will go too far. So tap, 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 and I'm going to go over my green grass. I'm going over my green grass, just like this. Okay, now I'm going to lift it up. There's the makings of my green grass. Now I'm going to move this over. So I don't want to go exactly down right below, because then that won't work, right? I'm going to go like off to the side a little bit. Just stop, you know, like I don't want it to line up perfectly, right? And then I'm going to do the exact same thing again. Going over all of it. Going over all of it, just like that. Okay? Now, you can decide how many grasses you do. I have 2 there. Those were kind of close to each other. The next one's going to be kind of far from each other, so I'm going to a little bit further right there. I'm going to lay that right there. And, well, let's go a little bit more. Right there. Okay, and I'm moving my stencil around so it's a different spot in the grass. Now, you could flip this over to even have the grass go a little bit more different. That is also an option. And I'm going to go over all of this. Now you'll see why I have that little extra washi tape there, because chances are Stephanie would get too excited and go too far. So there we go. There is my grass right there. Now what we're going to do is we are going to bring in our brick. So let's pick this up. We're going to bring in our brick, and I'm actually going to turn it this way so I don't get my grass involved. And I'm going to do my brick like right about here. I'm going to do, because I want it to look like a fence, so I'm like a brick wall. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do 4 bricks. So I'm going to line that up so I have 4 bricks. Does that make sense? So I only have 4 bricks showing. And I really kind of want to get this taped down so I don't mess up anything. Okay. Oops. No. So I have 4 bricks right there. Now I'm going to switch colors. Switch colors. Don't forget to switch colors. And why do I say don't forget to switch colors? Because I almost forgot. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some brown, and I'm going to do my wall. Don't go too far. Remember, don't go onto your grass. You're just doing your wall on the bottom. Now I'm doing 4 layers of brick. You can do as many layers of brick as you want, but I'm doing 4. And I'm going around and around and around, just like that. Getting some more in there. Just the 4 bricks. You can go around and around. I tend to go in a circle, if that helps you. I don't usually go like this. I usually do a circle. Why? I don't know. I think I just like it better. And I'm going to peek, because I'm not sure if I have enough on there. Oh, look at that. I do. Look at that. Okay, so now look what we have. we have our wall, our brick wall, but we're going to go back to do one more layer of grass, right? Because we want it to be just right. We are going to layer that right there. And well, actually we're going to layer it like right there. So it's just over pretty much one brick of wall. And again, we are going to tape that because you know Stephanie is not going to be perfect on that. I'm going to tape that and then I'm going to move it up again because I want it to be like right like there. I'm thinking right there. So pretty close to that brick. And I'm going to do one more green. Again, I'm using mint chip, but you can use any green you want. And I have my washi tape in there, so I know I'm not going to go too far because I always get carried away. Now, you can do as many layers of grass as you want, but look at that. Okay, so now I have my grass, and what I'm going to do now is I'm gently, in fact, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to cover it, my brick, just like this. Cover just your brick. And we're going to go over with green. Just like that, gentle. Very, very gentle, because you want that last bit of green to be colored.
Can you hold it up a little after you finish this part?
Sure. Okay, so I'm going up like that. And then to finish it off, and I'm going to hold it up in just a second, I'm gently going to do a little bit more just blending up at the top. And I'm going to hold this up in just a second. There we go. And, oops, there we go. So there is the finished product with my green. Now I feel like I have, and you know what, I'm gonna do it because it's driving me crazy. Okay, I feel like I have like step 1, step 2 of grass, and I kind of want some in the middle there because I just feel like there's kind of like something missing. So I'm gonna lay this down. See, there's no wrong in crafting. I'm gonna lay that down. And guess what, my friends? I'm gonna use the exact same color, but this time I'm gonna go in a little darker. I'm going to go in a little darker. Oh, make sure you're straight because you don't want to be crooked. Let's move this a little. So I'm going to do this right there where I felt like someone was missing. And I'm going to go in a little darker this time. Okay, there we go. Now, we're going to lift this up. And look at that. Now you can see more of the definition of the grass, right? You can see more grass. And I can even go a little bit more above the brick. I feel like above the brick needs a little bit more. You can always add more, right? You don't want to add too much in the beginning. You can always add more. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. There we go. Okay, now you can really see that grass on that dark one especially. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to look at our rectangle that we die cut. So I'm using a rounded rectangle. If you want to know the exact dimensions, it is 3.5 by 2 1/4. Okay, you can use any size. What we're going to do is we are going to stamp this. Where'd my stamps go? We're going to stamp this with the dot. So find that little dot, and we're going to stamp using that little dot. And just get a little block. You don't need a big block, just a little block. And we are going to stamp this in ginger snap. Where'd it go? Oh, okay, so we're going to ink this up, and we're going to just randomly stamp, okay? Any which way. I always like to do 2 versions, so I do first and second generation, so I'll do 1, then I'll do 2, so then I'm going to get 2 variations in color. 1, 2, 1, 2. Go off the edge also because you want it to look more like a pattern. 1, 2, and let's do one more right there and there. So there. Oh, I want to do one more. So I'm going to do another second generation there, right there. So there we go. There's our just little tag, just everyday stamping, right? And then we're going to come in and ink the edges really quick. We're going to grab brown, ink the edges, and we're going to go around the edge. Now, starting over here, so this is a tip, okay? Here we go. Starting, I've inked my brush. Starting over here, I'm going to add my ink, okay? So I started over there, and then I'm adding my ink to my project. Ink, starting over here, and now I'm going to bring it in over here. So I think that might help those of you that are kind of like going, you know, sometimes it just doesn't work very well. Ink, start over here, and then boom, come in. Now you're going, well, I don't really see that much ink, but when I lift this up, watch, when I move it, you'll see that there is ink on it, because look at the shadow it left. See, it was right there, and then I moved it, and you could see that I am adding ink to it. Now, could I add more? Absolutely, I can go in and add more. You always want to start slow, because maybe that's all you need. Okay, ink, come over here, and then we're going to add. And there's always more ink on your brush than you think there is. Okay, so now we have that. And we are going to stamp again the Consider Yourself Hugged. And here is our original tag right there. What we're going to do is we're going to stamp in black. And remember, before I stamped like in Razzleberry, so you can clean your stamp. I usually just kind of go like this, especially if I'm going to stamp in black, because black really doesn't matter. But I always just kind of check it. If not, this is how I clean my stamps. Two different versions here. I prefer the yellow just because it smells good. You can get these at your big box stores. I think this is from Walmart. This one's from anywhere, I don't know. But you can use these. The nice thing about these, though, I want to tell you, is be like me. See how large this is? You're going to use this. Why are you laughing?
Is that what you do when it's diaper time?
Oh, no, the babies have special diaper wipes, let me tell you.
That was funny.
Okay, that was funny. Okay, so I'm going to use this little tiny piece, and I'm going to clean this, just like that. Okay, now that one's very juicy loosey, and I can just lay the little piece extra on top right there, just like that. I'm just going to lay it over there off to the side. Now I am very juicy loosey with the cleaner on here, so I am going to stamp just a couple times. Now I'm good. Now I'm going to get my ink. Okay, use the cheap baby wipes for your stamp cleaning. Do not use, and I'm worried I'm going to be a little too juicy still. Okay, do not use the expensive baby wipes, because those have fuzz on them, and you don't want fuzz, right? These are the cheapy ones, and they don't have fuzz. Okay, there we go. So there's Consider Yourself Hugged. Now what we're going to do is we are going to find a little hole punch. You can use any hole punch. You can use a normal size hole punch. I'm using, I don't know what size this is. I don't know. It's an old one. But I'm just going to punch a little hole. Now, a regular hole punch would work just as well. You choose. It's up to you. Whatever you have is what you're going to use. I'm just punching a hole. Boom, done, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to thread my ribbons through. So whatever ribbons you have, you are going to thread. It's up to you, whatever you have. And the fun thing is seeing if I'm going to get all of these through there. Okay, so we're going to line these up, kind of squeeze them a little bit. And ooh, this might be faster than I thought. It's faster than I remember. Okay, there we go. So there we go. I'm going to pull them through. Now you can tie a knot. I like to kind of just like pull them all up here and then tie it up at the top. Okay, so we're going to grab this. Now, whatever colors you have, you could even use scraps for this because this is pretty small, right? And we're just going to bring those all under. Get those all in. It feels awkward because you have so many different ones. Don't worry, it's normal. And then we're going to tie it just like that. And then we're going to tie another one. So that was one, and then we're going to tie to make a real knot. Okay, it seems awkward. It kind of is because there's so many pieces. And then we're going to lay that up, and then we're going to trim. So whatever we have going here, however much we really want, we can decide. Oops, okay, so we're going to trim right there. And we're going to trim that one right there. Whoops. Oh. And let's get our twine. Where's our twine? Okay, trim that one right there. There we go. So there is our cute little tag. Consider Yourself Hugged. And now what we're going to do is we are going to take our fun background, the one that we cut the circle out of. We are going to add adhesive, but do not add adhesive right here. We are going to go around the edges, around the edges, around the edges, but not in the center, because remember, our little tag is going to go in there, right? So we're going to go around the edges, fight the urge to go in the center, fight the urge, fight the urge. I'm saying that to myself because chances are I want to go in the inside. Okay, fight the urge, do not go on the inside, just go on the outside. 3 edges, okay? And now we're going to get our card base, open it up, and we're going to lay this down. Layer it just like that. Make sure you have purple all the way around, pansy. Layer it, press, 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 and then look at this, you guys. Boom. This is going to slide in just like that. And then, whoops, hang on. There we go. Just like that, and then we can lift it up, and there could be a gift card on there if I wanted. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add one of our flowers that we've already decorated, right? We're going to add that right here. So we're just going to add adhesive to this. And we're going to add adhesive right there. Now, another cool thing is there's kind of a little mistake. Oh, I thought it was a mistake. it flew off. But if that would have been a mistake, I could add this right there. If I had a mistake over here, I could add it over here. If I had one down here that I didn't like, I could add it down here. You put that flower wherever you don't like your stenciling. That's the best thing to do. Okay, so now I'm adding my flower there. Then we are going to go to the front. We're going to do the front next. And what we have here is we have our brick, right? We're going to grab our brick and we are going to add adhesive. You can go anywhere you want on this one because this one doesn't matter. And we're actually going to stamp this one as well. So we're going to lay this down right there. And we are going to stamp it, consider yourself hugged, on the front too. Now, please feel free to use any sentiment you want. I know you have other stamps. We're just using this one just because it came in the class. So we're going to do consider yourself hugged right there. Just like that. Perfect stamping, you guys. I'm using that secret weapon. And then, oh, darn it. I messed up. We're going to add this. Well, we'll do it a little different. On our original, we die cut a circle out of the brick and put this on top. We're going to do that a little different, and we're just not going to die cut that circle. We're just going to put it right there. Okay, so what we're going to do with our little green circle, I almost forgot my little green circle. We are going to get out our leaf stamp. So get out your leaf stamp. There we go. And whoops, let's find this block. And what we're going to do is we are going to stamp this. I'm using mint chip. You can use any green you have. And I'm going to ink that up. And I'm going to stamp on my circle, but you'll notice that, like, you know, that leaf is kind of big for this circle, right? So I'm going to focus mostly on the pointed edges, the tip of it. So I'm going to stamp it like that. Then I'm going to ink the edges again, and I'm going to stamp it like right there. So I'm going to kind of do it kind of tight so it doesn't, you know, it doesn't, I don't have a lot of extra cardstock that's not stamped. So I'm kind of going around. Move this around. I'm going to add this one right there, just like that. So I just want people to know, hey, there was a leaf there, just for fun, just something different. Add that one, and then I'm going to sneak in and go right there on that one. So there you go. There's my cute little leaf montage. And then we are going to ink. Grab this, grab green, ink, ink, ink. Oh, see, that's like even habit now. I just do it. And then I'm going to go around the edges. And if I feel like I need more ink, ink, and go in. So the biggest tip I think I can tell you about inking is not only hit over here, but then go into your project. I really think that's going to help you the most, because then you're not going to get that big splotch on your project. It's going to be on your scratch paper. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to pop this up. We're going to just use some leftover adhesive foam, and we're going to pop this baby up just for fun. And we're going to bring this in, and we are going to put this in the center. Now, why did we do this? Just for something fun. It's kind of like hiding the doilies on your card. I always love when the design team does that because those doilies just add so much. This is just adding an extra interest thing. So now what we're going to do is we have 3 flowers left over. We're going to arrange these any which way we want to. So let me show you my original sample. And you can do yours the same or different. I'm going to do mine different just because I can. And so I'm going to move it around. I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to do that one there. And then I'm going to do this one right there. Now, you can pop these up if you want to. I'm going to pop them up just because I like it. If you know you're going to mail it, then maybe not pop it up. But I like to pop it up. And I feel like sometimes I give cards in person more often than not. Nowadays, because now we can start moving around the world, right? Or moving around a little. Okay, so I'm going to peel this up, and I'm going to add this one right there, going over my green just a little bit, right there. And then I'm going to add this one. So I'm just peeling that up. And we're going to add this one. So I have it over here in the center, so I'm going to put quite a bit over. So I'm going to go, I'm moving it until it hits that, until the circle hits the foam. So here's my foam. Because remember, this has a layer of foam under it too. So I'm just going to keep going. Okay, boom, it hit that foam. So now I'm going to press. So it's like the same height. And then let's add in our little leaves. So let's get a leaf. Oh, wrong side. Well, it's okay because I'm going to put a flower over it. Okay, so we're going to add our little leaf right here. Just like that. And now the leaves I do not have adhesive on. Okay, I'm sorry, I do not have adhesive foam on it. And then this one, let's add adhesive to the back. And we're going to add this one more like that. Oh, my phone just lit up. Okay, and then we're going to add this one. And then we're, I think, almost done. I think we're done. Okay, let's peel this one up. Okay. There we go. Look at that. Look at that, you guys. Okay, so here's our card. There it is. Consider yourself hugged. We're going to open it up. There's our cute little flower on the center. Then here we have our cute little bookmark, or it's either a bookmark or it's a little tag. It's a little, you know, hey, I'm thinking of you. It could be a gift card if you want it to be. It's totally, totally up to you. So there we go. There is our cute, adorable card. And guess what, my friends? It is time for another raffle. Okay, as you're finishing that up, don't worry, in between on the break, you will be able to see a big picture of it up close and personal. Do not touch your computer, do not hit pause, do not hit anything, because then you'll kind of lose us a little bit. Let's see. Paula asked the question, do you prime your stamp before the first imprint? Paula, yes I do. How do I do that? I just stamp it once on scratch paper. The second imprint is going to be a good one. The more you use your stamps, the better they will look, but usually the second one is just perfect. So the first time I ink it, the first time I have it, I will ink it and stamp it on scratch, and then I will use it, then I will ink it again and stamp it on my project. Okay. Oh, Makai also says my stamps don't need priming. Yes, exactly. Meaning you don't need to, like I've heard some people say you need to use an eraser on them or something like that. No, don't do that. Seriously, the only priming you need is stamp it once on scratch paper and then you're good. You're good. Okay, let's see. Oh, Francine said it'd be fun to put a photo on that on that little tag. That would be really cute. Really cute. Okay, ready? Dun, 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 dun. Barbara Young, you just won a $10 gift certificate to the website. Let's do another 10. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, Janine says she likes using the bookmark. She could see herself putting a bookmark in for her grandkids. Awesome. Let's see. Oops. Polly, Polly, I don't know how to say your last name officially. Laganella, Laganella. Polly, you just won a $10 gift certificate to the website. Oh, Sherry says, hi, Cookie. I know. Somebody must have knocked on the door. That's why she's barking. And a $15 gift certificate goes to Christine Bornholt. B-O-R-N, or is that a B-O-M? I don't know. Somebody's going to have to look that up. It looks like an M. I can't tell. H-O-L-D-T. Okay, so it's either B-O-M or B-O-R-N. H-O-L-D-T. Congratulations. Yay! Okay, we're going to take a 10-minute break, and we will be back here You're going to see the card up close and personal. Don't touch your computer. You don't want to miss anything, okay? And I'll see you in 10. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the Pretty Pansy online class. I'm so happy you guys are here. It's so fun when you watch it live online. And then, I know a lot of people are just watching and having fun. And then you're sitting back and then you're like, okay, now I can do it. I can do the class later, which is fun. Just a heads up, Kenny did move the third camera a little in, so he zoomed in a little bit more. So hopefully the overheads will be a little closer up. Let's see. Jaylene says, is telling someone, look for her 30-second cards in 5 minutes. Yeah. I highly recommend, if you're brand new to the Stamps of Life or Stephanie Bernard, that's me, go watch, you got to find the first one. You have to watch the first 30-second card video that I ever did. Gosh, it would have been over 12 years ago now. And it is, so every once in a while when I need to pick me up, I'll even watch it because it's really funny. I get a kick out of it. And so that'll kind of explain the whole 30-second card videos. But yeah, they're a lot of fun too. So I can't say that every card I make in those is like the best card ever, but they're mailable cards to people that aren't crafters. Oh, Kimberly says this is her first live class. Fun. Yay, Kimberly. I'm so excited you're here. Yay. You got in. That's good because a lot of people didn't get in. Okay, let's talk about our third card. Well, it's a card, but it's almost not because it has a secret goodie inside. So here it is. Oops, got extra piece there. Here it is. This is my cute little a card project. I don't know what you want to call it. Because when you open it up, we're going to open this up. Are you ready? This is actually my favorite one. Okay, we're going to open this up. Open it up. And look at this. It has candy inside. And at the bottom it says, consider yourself hugged. We're going to do this fun little weird fold at the bottom that's going to make this literally poof up. And let's do 2 on this one so I can show them again. When it's put together, when it's tied together, you can see it has that little extra gusset or I don't know what it's called. But it has that little extra thing so it holds the candy on the inside. Okay, so let's jump in and let's look at what we're going to do. We already had you stamp the outline flowers and the solid stamps. And I noticed, I think I saw somewhere on the fan page or somewhere, it was saying, I'm not getting good images on the solid stamps. So I thought really quick I'd kind of go over like the best way or the way I like to do the solid stamps to get a really good impression. So here I just have some scratch paper and I'm gonna grab, I'm gonna do Pixie because we're starting with Pixie. But before I do Pixie, I'm gonna do Grape. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna find the original stamps. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and ink this. You wanna do 3? I'm gonna go ahead and ink this. And I always like to do the outline first. So I'm just going to ink it up. And I always like the outline to be the darker one. And I'm gonna stamp it. Boom. There, easy peasy, right? And then I'm going to come in with the solid stamp. So here's my solid stamp. I'm going to ink this up. Now, when I ink this up, I don't want to cause a lot of friction by going like this, okay? I'm just going to gently press it down, and you're going to see some air bubbles. And I always like to wait like a couple seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom. Okay, and then when you're going to line this up, and without me getting my head in the way, I'm going to go over it a little bit. I like to have my head directly over it. But because of the video, I won't be able to, and so I'm just going to eyeball it right there, and then I'm going to press, okay? Press on the back of your stamp. I'm a little concerned. It looks like I have an air bubble. Yeah, I had an air bubble. Darn it. Oh, hang on. Where is it? It's right there. Okay. But what we're going to do, I'll show you again. So, but there you can see it's pretty solid, except for that little air bubble. Now, something to note that it will get, how do I explain it? The ink will dissipate more, and as it dries, it will get even more solid. Okay, so as it dries, it will get even more solid. But let's do that again, because I don't want the air bubble. And let's press. Make sure we get it all down. Lift up. There we go. Much cleaner. Now, I can then go back in and do my grape. Okay, so I could do that. You could do it that way. I always prefer to do the solids after, though, after I do the outline. There we go. Not bad. Not bad for not having my head right over it. But if you ink your stamp, your solid stamp, if you ink your solid stamp on a Juicy Lucy ink pad, and I tried to grab one really quick that was Juicy Lucy, but I grabbed some other stamps, and I thought my Razzleberry was going to be Juicy Lucy, but I don't think it is. Let me try again. So we're just going to stamp those. No, it's not Juicy Lucy either. But sometimes you get one that is really, really, really juicy, juicy, juicy. Really quick. Oh, I really want to do this again. Let me think. I don't have any others that I could go darker with. But if you ever get one that's really Juicy Lucy, what you're going to want to do, because remember, we sell these with the refills, so you don't need to worry about running out of ink. What you're going to want to do is if it's just like soaking in ink, which sometimes they are, what you're going to do is you're going to take it and you're going to press it completely, the whole ink pad, onto cardstock, just scratch cardstock to get some of the ink out. I know that sounds crazy, but sometimes you just need to get some of that ink out because it has too much ink in it to do the solid stamps. So that's just a couple tips on getting a good solid image, but also keep in mind as it clears up, I mean, as it dries, it's gonna look even better than it did when you first stamped it, okay? So what we're going to do is we have our, well, let's start with the base. The base is the best. Okay, what we're going to do is I have just a piece of cardstock. This is my Ginger Snap. If you have a score pal or a scoring tool, feel free to use that. But what we're going to do is we're just going to fold it in half. Okay, so take your cardstock that we had you do to have you already cut, and we're going to fold that in half. Now, if you have a bone folder, feel free to use that, or the edge of an acrylic block or whatever like that. So there I have, boom, okay, just a nice folded edge. Then I'm gonna get a ruler, and I really, really, really don't want you to have to measure really, because you know, you really don't have to. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to take a cutting pad. Use a cutting pad underneath you, okay? Use a cutting pad underneath you. And then I'm going to get another cutting pad, or in fact, I will just use my Kiss Cut pad. I just need another straight edge, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure approximately 1/2 inch, and I will use a ruler just so you can see. Oh, I don't know if that'll show up on camera. Let's try this one. Okay, so we're going to go in 1/2 inch, okay? So watch this. So remember, fold it in half. This is my fold. Now we're going to go in 1/2 inch. So that's 1/2 inch right there, not the edge of the ruler, but I'm going to move it over so it can be the edge of the ruler. So it's going to be right about there. And that is going to be where I put my other straight edge. You don't need to have the pink thing. You just need 2 cutting pads. That's fine. Make sure it's straight. Make sure it's straight. And then you're going to get any sharp object. Again, I did say, remember, that you could use your score pal if you wanted to. I am going to just use the edge of my tweezers, and I am going to score it. I don't want to cut it, I'm just going to score it. Again, don't forget, you need a cutting pad underneath you. I'm just scoring it, just like that, okay? So you can kind of see, and I'm going to zoom it in a little bit more. You can see that it just has that little mark right there. Okay, guess what? I'm going to turn it over and do the exact same thing. I'm going to line it up, ideally in the same spot, so I'm going to kind of just like eyeball it, look at it on this side and say, okay, that's about right there. And that one's about right there, right? And then I'm going to lay it down. And then, I know that's too far. Okay, and then, again, I'm just using my tweezers. You could use literally anything. You could use your bone folder. I've even used, because, you know, I'm just lazy, I've used the edge of a pen before. That's not as good. This one works really good because it kind of like really like gets a hold of that paper. And again, I'm just going to go down. I'm only probably just going to do 1 that time. I think that's going to be plenty. Okay, so now, don't forget, cutting pad underneath you, okay? Now what we have is we have our piece here, right? We have our piece there. And what our goal is to literally have a W. So let's do 2 on this so they can really see that W. Our goal, we're going to mountain and valley fold this, but our goal, look at my W. I have the long arm here, little spot up, little down, way big up. See my W? That's what I want. I have a mountain in the middle, 2 valleys on either side. Okay? So I'm going to have my mountain here. Here's my mountain. There's a big mountain, right? And now I need to make this one a valley. So I'm going to fold on that score line. And now I need to make this one be a valley. So I'm going to fold on that score line. And what do I have now? Watch this, wait for it. I'm going to fold it all together. And now I have, look at that. There's my, can I see? I can't see the center. There we go. The chord's in the way, so I can't see the W. But there, let's do 2 on this one. That one will help. So there is my W. See it? Let me do it on my where my shirt is so you can kind of see. There is my W. Mountain in the middle, 2 valleys on either side, and then my up, straight up. Okay? Mountain in the middle. Jeanette, she says, I missed the whole class. Jeanette, you know what, my love? You're okay, because this is all being recorded. After about 2 hours of us finishing this class, boom, it uploads, and then you get to watch it as many times as you want. So you're here, you're good. Just, it's okay, it's okay. And so here we have our W. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna die cut this. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. We are gonna be die cutting technically 4 layers. Chances are, if you have a Gemini, you're fine. Is mine even plugged in right now? Oh, it is. I could use my Gemini. In fact, I probably will, because why not, right? If I have all my things. Oh, I'm not going to look for them. Okay, so here are, I have 4 layers. I am going to take the shadow die, the barrel shadow die, the biggest die you got in this kit. And let's do the overhead, Ken. On this one, on the bottom, so here's all my fancy folds. On the bottom, I'm going to go just right about there, barely so you can see. And in fact, you can't even see it. So hang on, let me hold that up. There we go. Just so you can see black underneath, just right there, just a little bit. Kind of like a fold it, right? But it's going to be at the bottom this time. And of course, I'm going to get some washi tape. So I'm going to tape that down. Now, ideally, I'm not going to tape it where it has 4 layers, right? I'm going to tape it over here where it doesn't have 4 layers because it's going to be heck to put this through the machine. Now, I'm not going to put it through like this, right? I'm going to turn it at an angle so the machine does a little tiny bit at a time, okay? So let's bring this over to our machine. Remember, we have a lot going on here. 4 layers, 4 layers. We might want to do this twice, just a heads up. And we're going to run this through. Oh, that's not so bad on this one. Okay. And just to make sure, I'm going to run it back. Okay, now what do we have? Let's move it over here. And it didn't get those 4 perfectly, but that's okay. We might need to do a snip or 2. Yeah, I need to see it on the back. I'm just going to do a snip or 2 because remember, it's not fair to your machine. We were doing 4 layers. Okay, usually you only want to do like 2. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to trim anywhere. And actually, it did pretty good. It almost got it. It almost got it. So give it a snip if you need to. And let's get this one. Oh, hang on. I kind of want you to see it, but I'm trying to see it too. Let's get all of it, the icky off. And then now let's really go in and clean this up. So it looks like I just need to kind of clean that up just around the edge. There we go. Now don't worry, none of this is going to show. We're going to cover all this, so if you get it a little crooked, it's okay. So now what we have, let's get our extra washi off. Now what we have is we still have our W. We still have our W. Look at this. Here's our W. But now it's in the shape of a barrel. There's our W, right? Mountain in the middle. Yes, macaroni, yes, it is the end. It's the fold goes on the inside of the die. So here was the fold, right? Here was the fold. And I brought this in as close as I could so I could just see through it. But yes, it all happened on that fold, on the bottom. The fold goes on the bottom. So there we have our cute little W. Okay, now what we're going to do is, just because I have this right here in my hand, I'm going to grab my hole punch and I'm going to punch through the 2 layers at the top. Just give it a little punch, about, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch in, give or take, okay? So there is my barrel. Now, we're going to put that off to the side and now we're going to start decorating, okay? Here I have my flowers. And aren't they beautiful? They are a beautiful start to a beautiful flower. I'm going to do something a little different to them. I am going to get this solid stamp, and I'm going to actually, solid stamp. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink only the edges. I'm going to ink only the edges with the grape for this one. And then that's the raspberry. So let's do this. Watch what I do. I'm just going to kind of rock it. Not rock it. I'm going to just kind of go on the edges, just like this. Just kind of go around the edges. You can just kind of go like this if you want. Just to get it at the very, very top, right there. And I'm going to look at this before I do anything. So I'm just trying to get ink at the very, very top, right? And then I'm going to take a dry brush, and I know, oh, here's one. Here's a dry water brush, meaning it does not have any water in it. Or you could use any kind of brush. And I'm just going to kind of do this. Look at this. I'm just kind of painting the ink down. I'm just trying to add, I'm just adding a little bit of extra stuff to it, okay? I mean, a little extra texture. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to ink right over that again, just like that. What I'm doing, look how gorgeous that is, you guys. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that pretty? Because remember, in nature, it's not a flat, boring, solid stamp. It is gorgeous. It adds color. Now, if I wanted to, I could do that to the bottom as well. On our samples, I don't believe we did, but I'm going to because I think it looks too cool for words. So I'm just inking the bottom, and then I'm going to bring it in with my brush, just like that. Just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to lay this down, and I am going to ink. Just like that. Look at that. You guys, look at how gorgeous that is. Isn't that beautiful? Now, I could have added some brushing to it. I could have done anything, but I wanted it to look just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with the other colors. And chances are some of you are stalking the website and have seen that the new items are on there. You don't need to run to the website now. It's okay. There will be enough for tonight. But we did add some new items to our website. And if the website is moving a little slow, maybe you get like a little spinny wheel or it's taking a long time to load, that's just because everybody's on the website right now. So just be patient, let it spin, just let it spin. Work on your card while you're letting it spin, and it will load eventually. It's just kind of like you're in line to see the new stuff. Okay, that's kind of what it is. If you place an order, you want to make sure it says processing when you are all done and not pending. If it says pending, that means you're going to contact Faylene at the office, okay? But it should say processing, and then you are safe and good to go. Now, where did I lose my other stamps? Where did my stamps go? How does this always happen to me at the most important times? Kenny, I lost my stamps. And no one's here to help me. I can't find the stamp set. It literally was right here. Okay, so we're gonna just keep going until we can figure out where it was, where it is. Remember how I said I wish I had 2 stamp sets? And I think
you had 2?
No, I said I wish I had 2. Yes, because I seriously do not see it right here. They can probably see it at home, and I just can't see it. Okay, so right now we're going to move on to this one.
Help.
Like phone a friend.
Phone a friend. I'm serious. Why isn't it right here? I was totally using it. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with the raspberry. We want to clean the stamp a little, and again, we're just going to grab some scratch paper, clean that a little bit. And if you want to get fancy, you could do both the top and the bottom at the same time. Okay, so we're just going to do the edges, and then we're going to paint this, and we're just going to kind of just draw it down. And okay, well, hang on, let me do this part, and then I want to show you something else. So we're just going to add this. It's just changing the texture of the stamp and making it more exciting and not so flat. So we're going to lay that down, and we're going to press just like that. Now, what if, like, for example, see how I got that line on there? I'm like, ooh, I don't like that line. Guess what, you guys? Watch this. I'm going to grab some ink, and I'm going to literally paint it on. Look at this. I'm literally painting that ink on. So I'm going to cover that, and you can add ink just that way as well. Okay, so let's finish this up because we got to die cut these too. Are you seeing any questions, Kenny, that I can answer?
I have not.
Okay.
I think people are looking at the website now.
Oh, there's time for that later. We can just finish our class. Okay, so here I'm going to add some ink down here, and then we're going to stamp this right here, just like that. There we go. Look how pretty that is. And I like that each one is different because then it just adds more, right? It just adds to your project. So I got some ink on here. I'm going to grab some ink off of this, and I'm just going to add some ink down here. And ideally, you're going to go towards the center, so I shouldn't have done it that way. But I'm going to grab some ink and just go down towards the center. There we go. And grab some ink, go down the center. Now, because I can't find my stamp set, I'm going to do the same thing with this thing right here.
Kelly wants to know, are you using the darker color or lighter color?
This is razzleberry, so I'm using the razzleberry on this one right now. And then on the other one, I did use the grape. I used the darker color, so it would really show up on the purple. I did use the darker one. So I'm just going to color this in like this because I can't find my stamp. Okay, so there's that one. We're going to move on to this one, and then we're going to die cut these. So if you're ahead of me, you can go ahead and die cut these, but I'm going to clean that guy off a little bit. We're going to switch over to grape, and we're going to get this over here. Okay, and then we're going to add grape. So we're just going to grab a little tiny bit. We could also use the lid if you had ink in the lid. See how I have a lot of ink in the lid? I can use that as well. And we're just going to kind of paint this in. I'm starting lighter just to make sure I don't go too dark. Now I'm getting a little bit of razzleberry in here because I probably should have changed brushes, but it's okay. Okay, let's grab some off this. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of this. There we go. There's some more purple. And grab some ink off of this one. Come on. Okay, now this is just kind of mimic more real life, right? Because real life flowers are all different colors. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to do some die cutting. Of course, I'm going to use my mini Gemini, so I'm going to cut these in strips. And I'm going to go ahead and die cut these. So somebody needs to talk to me and ask me questions while I do this because it's going to take a couple minutes. So Kenny, look for some questions.
Everybody likes the technique that you're showing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, isn't it gorgeous? It just adds a little something different, and that's what's fun. Now, when I do this, I am going to want to use some washi tape, just a little bit, because I want to make sure this stays exactly where I want it to be, right? So I'm going to lay this down, line it up, and then I'm going to die cut these. Now, I do have the other piece here, so we can die cut two pieces at a time.
Does regular cardstock work for what you're doing, or do you need to use watercolor?
Yes, regular cardstock. This is just our vanilla cardstock. Yep. I always try as much as possible for you guys not to have to buy any extra weird stuff like fancy paper or anything. So I always try to make sure 99% of our techniques will work on regular paper. So we're just going to run this through. How do we get so off-centered on that one? Okay, and this is going to take a couple minutes. So again, if you are looking at the website, please know that it is going to run a little bit slower. I know Tiffany was really talking about our purple stuff today, so I know some of her peeps are on our website, so it's going to be a little slow. The purple buddy bags that you see are exclusive to us. They made them just for us, so that's fun. And then the new Pacific kit is brand spanking new, very, very limited, and it's my favorite kit we've ever done. Which, that's saying a lot, because usually I don't try to play favorites that much, but I'm telling you, you guys, it is my favorite. It really, really is. And that comes with a seahorse folded, which is really exciting. And the kick in the head is Kenny is giving me ideas on things he wants me to do, and that was one of them, was a seahorse a while back. Do you remember that, Kenny?
Yep.
That was a while back.
I remember.
Yeah. So that was partly his idea, partly not. Oh, and speaking of, what sound does a seahorse make? Miller and Liam will both tell you, nay, because it's a horse. Get it? Get it?
Get it?
Get it? So one time we used to have, in that Airbnb we stayed in when we were homeless, we had a seahorse picture on the wall and a turtle. And so the babies...
And a crab.
What?
And a crab.
And a crab. And the baby saw the seahorse, and I said, you know, that's a seahorse. And the first thing they said was, nay! So, yes, seahorses make that sound, just like a horse, because they are horses. So yeah, that was really cute. Okay, so we're just gonna, I'm almost done cutting these. Sorry it's taking me so long, but we really wanted this to be like in real time.
Pamela wants to know if there will be enough kits for everybody watching.
Yes, but you must buy it tonight. Do not wait longer than tonight, okay? Because other people are going to start seeing them.
Then the guarantee is over, right?
Then the guarantee is over, yeah. Yeah, the guarantee is over tonight. Because other people will start seeing them, yes. But you have time. You don't have to rush over right now. You have time. Okay, so then we're going to add this one and this one. But don't finish class and then go out to dinner and expect there to be some left. I can't promise that. Okay, so now what we have is we have all of our gorgeous, gorgeous flowers that look more realistic than any of the ones we have made tonight. Am I right? Because they have all those extra layers of ink, which is really fun. I love that. I love that machine. I love that machine. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're going to start putting some of this together. But first, we need to get out our barrel. Okay, so we have our barrel, and what we're going to do is we are going to color it. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to grab just a brown marker. You use any brown marker you have. I don't care what color you use. This is tan extended, so I'm going to use that, and I am going to use the dark version, and I am just going to color on one of them those two bands. So see how it has a band on, two bands on it? I'm just going to color that just like that. I'm going to just color both of those. Go over the edges. It doesn't matter because you're going to only use these bands, okay? Color all the way to the edge. Make sure it's nice and yummy ink, okay? And do this side over there, over here. Again, you can go over the edges. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because we're not going to use the other parts of this barrel. There we go. Nice and beautiful. Okay, so now on this one, what we're going to do is let's use a lighter one. Probably I'll use the mid. Yeah, the mid. And I'm going to highlight these extra lines that are in the die. Now, don't worry about being perfectly straight. In fact, let me show you the example. Look at the edges against the cut lines. They're not perfect. You're just going to want to add some decoration to this. So you're just going to kind of go over it. Don't worry about being perfect. It's going to absorb some of the ink. Just get those lines added, okay? Don't worry, just go, okay? So we're going to add those. And it's just going to add to the uniqueness of our barrel, right? Imagine when I put these original cut lines in here, I was like, I was just like, okay, let's just do one here, make it funny. I mean, not funny, but like, you know, just all random, just kind of some cut lines. So here we go, zoom, zoom, zoom. You don't really need to worry about the bands because we're going to cover those. And I'm just going to add these little guys here. So it's just adding a little extra to our barrel. Boom. Okay, lid. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we are going to trim. Remember, we're going to do a couple little snips. So we're going to snip there, and we're going to snip here. Okay, and then we're going to come over here and snip here, and snip here. Just a heads up on the Totally Tiffany purple items, the 2 Karen bags and the 1 Kirsten bag, which I will go over in a little bit. Those are a one and done. We will not be reordering those. Once they're gone for good. We will not be reordering them in purple. Okay, so now I've added, look at that. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so now let's cut the next one. I love this split screen, Kenny. I think that's good. I think I like this split screen better than the little picture-in-picture.
Yeah, I think everybody likes it.
Okay, and then we get this one. Okay, these pieces, trash. You really don't need those. And we're gonna add adhesive to this one. And, whoops, we are going to add, I'm going a little over you guys on this class. Sorry, usually we try to keep them at 2 hours, but apparently I'm talking too much or something. Okay, so now I'm adding this one. And now what we're going to do is we are going to start putting the rest of it together. So we can add the little piece in here. We don't have to on our sample. We didn't add it. So you can just leave it. But you know what, really quick? I want to, you know me. You know me. You know I'm going to ink some of this. Okay, so we're going to ink some of this really quick because we can. And where's my brown brush? Okay, so grab this. And we're just going to go over the edges really quick because we can. Just to tie it all together. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to put the rest of it together. Oh, I'm sorry, one more thing. So we had you do this weird random yellow thing, right? And you're probably going, why? Well, we are going to have you die cut the center of your flower. So you're going to die cut 3 of those centers, but we didn't want it to be a full-on just piece out of cardstock because we wanted it to have more variation. So here is my die cut, my piece. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this through my machine, and like over here it's a little darker, over here it's a little lighter. I want that variation. So I'm going to grab that right here, and in fact I'm going to have to trim this. So we're just going to trim it right here. And I'm going to run this through my die cut machine. I need 4. We need 4, so I'm going to run this through really quick. And let's add this. So we're just going to die cut 4 of these. Actually, watch this, you guys. We could do 2 at a time. Okay, so we're going to do 2 at a time. I'm just kind of guesstimating on that bottom one, but it's going to look good no matter what, right? Okay, so move that down just a little, make sure it's on there. Okay, and run that baby through. Again, I'm sure the website's moving very slow, so if you get this spinny wheel, that's okay. Just let it rest. Don't hit buy more than once, because every time you click that, you're telling it to charge your credit card.
So you'll pay.
Yeah, you'll pay. So there I have 2. Again, I'm going to run it through again, and just make sure I have it on both. Lay it like that, and we're going to run that through. Okay, and see how I'm holding it? I'm always holding that die in place. As soon as it gets like right there, I can let go. Oh, Judy's saying, awesome class. Love all the projects. Thank you, Stephanie, Ken, and the Stamps of Life crew. Oh, you are so welcome. And yes, it does take a village. We have a team. It's a small team, 3.5 employees, but it takes everybody, and we really appreciate everybody on our team. Maria packs all the kits. Faylene deals with all the questions and comments and concerns. Katie helps every which way. Dina helps me put the classes together, make sure they make sense. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to put this barrel on our shadow. Be careful when you do this, because remember those cut lines are in here. Is this empty? I can't tell. Let's grab it. Well, wait, there we go. Sometimes you have to turn those little, but be careful. Oh, this one is dead. Let's get another one. Be very careful with this because it is more fragile because of all those cut lines. See, yeah, you gotta be really careful. You know what? Let's use our score tape. When in doubt, use score tape, right? That will keep me safer. Okay, right there. And nice score tape is fun because you can just tear it. It's so weird. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to peel this up and we're going to add it to our card base. 1, 2, and oh, come on. 3. Okay, so now we're going to lay this down on our shadow. Just like that. Okay, and now we're going to put our pieces together. Okay, so let's get all of our fun pieces and let's start adding these together. So we're going to get our our little flowers, and we're going to put it together like that, just like that. And we're going to get this one. And I will be going over the items that are brand new on the website, so you will be able to see those up close and a little bit more personal.
Is there going to be a purple Katie bag?
Is there going to be a purple Katie bag? Who knows? Depending on how well these do, you never know what's going to be next, let me tell you. Well, I mean, I kind of do, but
But you never know. Right?
you never know. Okay, so we're going to add these real quick. We're just finishing these up. We're putting our flowers together. So all the purple girls are very, very happy right now. Not only did you get a pansy class, but you're getting purple bags. Now, oh, and really quick, if you need some Kirsten envelopes, really quick, hang on, because some of you might be checking out. Make sure you buy, because the kit does not come with the Kirsten buddy bag pockets. So make sure you grab some of those, okay? It did not get into the bundle, so make sure you buy those. It does come with 2 packs of the Karen ones. So, but if you need some to add to get to 100, to get that free shipping, add that. Okay, and we're gonna add this. And we're going to add this. And then almost last but not least, because we have a couple more things to put together here, we are going to grab the little tiny fake butterflies that we did. And I only see 3. I cut 4, but I only see 3. Only see 3. Only see 3. Yeah, I need 4. Okay, well, we're going to add these real quick. There's 1. I love these flowers. You guys, these flowers are the bomb. I'm telling you. 2. And there's a 3. And 1 more. Oh, there it is. I found it. Yay. And there's my 4. And then we're going to start laying this out. Now we have lots of leaves to add to this guy, okay? So we can add, now one of them is going to go in the very back. Oops. So here's the very back. So a leaf and a flower is going to go in the back, okay? A leaf and a flower is going to go in the back. So what we're going to do is we'll do one of the pink ones in the back, and we're going to add these to the front. Oh, and we have these fun little buds. We can add those, kind of just being a little, they're a little fragile because, ooh, look at them, right? But I'm going to add purple to the top, and we're not using the extra piece. You could if you wanted to, but you'd really want to do that only if you were using the shadow to adhere it to some, or to a card to adhere it. So I'm just going to use the two leaves, and let's do 1 more. Actually, let's do 2 more. Okay, so I'm going to add these. Oh, okay, finished card PDF is up in the extras section is under the extras section under online classes. So you can see the PDFs of these cards, the pictures, in the, in the extras section under online classes, okay? You can even print those out if you want to, or save them to your computer so you can always find them if you want to. That is totally up to you. Okay, so this, whoops, flip it over. Okay, so now we're adding these, and now we're going to add just our cute little greenery. So I'm going to do like this, and you know what? Let's put all of this on here, because now we got to add that hole again. So let's go ahead and adhere this to the card base, or the packaging base, right? It's more like a package. It's like a goodie bag. I'm going to add this down right there. It's going to hang over on the bottom a little, so you're not going to see any of that icky stuff. Remember I was talking about? And then we have our little hole punch, but now we need to punch through the one other layer. So we're just going to line that punch up, punch, and there. It was easy because it was only 1 layer, right? Okay, so now we have that. Now we're going to really, really decorate. So let's add some leaves. And if you wanted to ink these, you could, but in the effort of time, because I'm yakking so much. Okay, so here we go, and we're just going to add these every which way. There, and let's add this one over here, and let's add another one. We had you cut out a lot of leaves because, you know what, let's be honest, you can never have too many leaves. And let's add this one over here, and Let's add one in the back. So this one's going to be a little different. Let's save that one for the back. And let's put on some of our flowers. So let's put this one on. You can see second side of stamping because we didn't like that side. So let's do that one right there. Just don't cover that hole because you kind of need that hole, right? It just makes your life easier if you have that hole. Okay, so we're going to add adhesive right here. And we'll add that one right there. And then we're going to add, oh, we need some more leaves. We're going to add this one right here. There we go. And then we're going to add this one right here. Look at that. Look at that. Let's put that one up a little bit more. There we go. Oh my goodness gracious. Now, to finish this off, we're going to add our, we got to add our buds and stuff. But I want to add a little, hey, consider yourself hugged, right? So you can stamp that, and because I lost my stamps, I'm not going to be able to stamp it, which I still don't understand where they went. But you can stamp that on the inside, consider yourself hugged. And then we are going to take our candy, which this is just little gumdrops. You can use anything, whatever you want. And you can just add little, there's a couple different ways you can do this. You can add score tape to the back of this, or you could also punch a hole in it and thread, and I'm gonna like punch it like 2 holes right next to each other so it's a bigger hole so I can get my stuff through it. Now, I am going to add these gentle flowers because they're a little fragile, right? Because we're not using the shadow. I'm going to tuck this one in here. Well, actually, I'm going to peel off this. And I'm going to tuck this guy behind a flower right here. Because I just want them kind of like hanging off, right? And this one I want to go down below. So I'm going to add this one. I don't need the full stem, so I'm just going to pull off some of the stem. I'm going to add this one right there. I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive to this piece right here. There we go. And this one I am going to just trim, and I'm going to add this one right here, and then we got to finish the back, right? So look, adding that right there. Okay, so I got my three, and then last but not least, we're going to add this one to the back. And so you can put it like right there, and I'm just going to put adhesive on the very bottom because I really want it to poke out, just like that. And then my little leaf, I'm going to add a leaf right. Actually, I want to do it on this side so it doesn't get in that tanglement right there. Okay, so now here I have my hole. Where'd my hole go? There it is. And now I'm going to thread this, okay? So I'm going to get my ribbon. Whoops, wrong ribbon. I'm going to get my ribbon, and I'm going to go through the front, right there. Almost there, almost had it. Okay, so you're going to go through that. You could use a regular size punch hole, and then that would be easier. Okay, then I have it threaded through the front. Then I'm going to find the holes that I punched. I'm going to thread my candy through. Or you could use score tape. You could just use score tape and not bother threading it, okay? That's up to you. If you find it easier and more rewarding to do the score tape, you do the score tape. Okay? And then I'm going to thread it through the back. Now you could add jelly beans to this. You could add any candies. You could even add a gift card. You add whatever you want. Now we're going to close this all up, and then we're going to just tie a bow. Look how easy that was. Now that little gusset bottom is so easy. You could do it with any fold it. And now you have a cute little goodie bag to give to someone. And we're going to just trim it. Oops, not the right scissors, but okay. And trim this one. There we go. And look at how gorgeous this is. Clean up my space because it's all over the place, but look how cute that is. And then I have my little candies in there. Don't forget, when you're making this, just think of the W and you'll be good to go. W, and then you're good, right? And there is our cute little guy. It will stand up. You just kind of got to maneuver it a little bit. Depends on the candy, I guess. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. I love it. Okay. Wow. Whoosh. Oh, you could add seeds, somebody said. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. That would be a really cute idea. especially if they're pansy seeds. Ah! Okay, really quick. We got to do a couple more drawings really quick. Okay, so ready? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, and a heads up, my friends. Unfortunately, cardstock and pattern paper have to go up on April 1st. That's no April Fool's joke. My costs went up 55% on the last pad. They've been going up and up and up and up, 5%, 10%, 5%, 10%, like almost each month. And the last increase was 55%. So we do have to raise the paper prices. I am giving you warning now. So April 1st, they will be going up. So if you want to place an order, now is the time. Sharon Karpowicz, Karpowicz. You just won a $10 gift certificate to the website. Lisa Monroe, Munroe. You just won a $10 gift certificate to the website. And last but not least, oh, I got two, so these both get $15. Deborah Messer, you got a $15 gift certificate. And Pat Cashman, you got a $15 gift certificate. What? I know, isn't that awesome? Okay, my friends, we had a great time. Thank you so much for joining our online class. Consider yourself extra special because this class sold out and we had a lot of sad people, and I feel bad, but you know, you snooze, you lose, I guess, right? Oof, sorry. Okay, I want to show you the kits really quick because, you know, some of you might not have a chance to see them. This is the Pacific kit. Again, this is my favorite kit we've ever done. Why? Because it comes with a seahorse fold-it. Now, I thought I had samples. Oh, I do. I have samples. So let me show you the samples really quick, and then I'm going to show you everything. Well, I'll show you this kit first. Okay, not only does it come with a seahorse, but I also was able to fit in 3 small shells. So yeah, hello, is that awesome or what? Okay, that is a slimline size seahorse. Then we get a wave stencil. A wave stencil. Hello, because Pacific, get it? Pacific, you are getting a brand new ink color, introducing Pacific. And you do get the refill because, as you know, you do need the refill. Chances are you're going to want to see what Pacific looks like next to our other colors. Here is Pacific. And on your computer screen, you know the whole deal. It's going to look a little different. But here's Pacific. Here's Blueberry. And here's Sky. So Pacific is literally right in between those two. Now, for fun, I pulled Pool, and Dina's like, you don't need to have Pool in there because it doesn't match. But she's right. But there's Pool. I wanted you to be able to see all of them together. So this Pacific is brand new. We do have cardstock kits available. You get it in the kit. You get 2 Pacific ribbons. You get some puffy stickers, which are fishies and crabs and little coconut drinks, which are really, really cute. Puffy stickers, which you know you can't.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Which you can't go wrong with puffy stickers. Am I right?
You'll want to mention that the cardstock is separate from the kit.
Yes, I'm sorry. Thank you. The cardstock is separate from the kit. The cardstock is separate because here you're getting a paper pad. Okay, here you get a whole bunch of different die cuts. And you're also getting some Pacific epoxy dots. Well, these are, dots and squares and arrows. And you are getting the paper pad. Let's do 3. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show you this paper pad. And this is this says By the Sea, but is that the official name of the kit? See, I call it Pacific Kit. Okay, By the Sea Collection is the name. Okay, so you're going to see a lot of dies that you already have. This is using the sunglasses to stamp. And then you're getting that wave. You're getting blue. Then you're getting, oh, look at that, that's fun. Then you're getting the sandcastle and more sand to stamp die cuts. So you can die cut those. Now, if you don't have those and you don't want to buy the dies, don't forget, you can also just cut those out with scissors. Then green, oh, this one uses fish tank to stamp, to die cut. And we got that blue, and then, oh, there's our cute fishies. Use fish to stamp, dies to cut. And then we have red and blue. Oh, our shark pudgy. Our shark pudgy. I like that one. And then more colors. Oh, shells to stamp, to die cut. Beautiful. yellow, and then we start all over because you get 2 of each one. So that comes in the kit as well. So you are getting the paper pad, you are getting some fun little embellishments, you are getting 2 ribbons, you are getting a full-size ink pad with refill, you are getting a stencil, and you are getting a slimline seahorse fold it with 3 extra little guys here, shells, guys. Okay, that's the Pacific kit. Also available is the felt that matches. So remember, we did felt in class, the felt that matches, and the cardstock. Okay, the cardstock is an option too.
Does the seahorse fit in a 6-inch machine?
Yes, the seahorse will fit in a 6-inch machine. Yes, you might need the extended pads, but yes, it will. Good question. Good question. Let's look at some samples really quick. And then I want to show you the Tiffany bundle. So here we have, there's the seahorse. Look at the little shells at the bottom. And remember, it's a card. It's a card. Isn't that awesome? Okay, look how cute this one is. Look at those shells. Look how fun. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Open it up. See you soon. So cute. Look how gorgeous this one is. Oh my goodness. Yvette made this one. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? I'm going to go quick on these, but you'll be able to see them on the website. Here's Summer Vibes. So fun. Here is a Seize the Day. Look how gorgeous that is. See, you can do all those die cuts. Here's a gorgeous one. Look how pretty that one is. Another one by Yvette. Here's a cute one by Cheryl. Oh, and Cheryl always leaves me notes. She made little pearls at the very, very bottom here with our 3D ink. See that one right there? She made little pearls using our 3D inks. So that's really fun. Oh, here's a shadow box. Look at this one. Miss Linda made this one. Look at how gorgeous that is. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that's a work of art. Look at that. That is so gorgeous. And then here we have another one. This is a Z-fold card. Open it up. Beach, please. Hello, summer. Look at that. So fun. I know. I love that Z-fold card. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, that is our by the sea, but Stephanie called it Pacific because Pacific's in it. Really quick, I want to show you the Tiffany bundle. I know a lot of you have watched me have seen this in the background. This is the Kirsten in purple. Now, the Kirsten bag, the Kirsten Buddy bag, holds the bigger envelopes from Tiffany. So if you want those, pick those up separately. It also holds our medium storage envelopes. So I have some full of storage envelopes and some full of the envelopes from Tiff. So I use both. So those will all fit in there. You're getting one of these bags. You are also getting 2 of the Karens. Now, I didn't even put mine together yet, so really quick I'm going to put one together. You get 2 packs of the stamp pockets, and you're getting 2 purple Karens. Karen is the one that holds the smaller magnets. It's also the one that holds our smaller I have like 4 on my desk over here. If I could reach them, I can't reach them. 4 of it all. I'm sorry. It also holds our small envelopes. So small envelopes, medium envelopes. Okay. What about the large? You're saying? What about the large envelope, Stephanie? That is the paper taker. The 8.5 by 11 paper taker fits those, and that's like considered like a buddy bag. Okay. So really quick, I'm going to put these together. We are the only company that you can get the purple bags from. This was a special order that Crafter's Companion did for us because they know Tiffany loves me so much and I love her. I was talking to her on the phone today, and she's like, I only have a minute because I have to go do on my live, but we had so much to talk about. We're going like that, and then we finally just said, okay, she had to go, and so we had to finish our conversation later. But we always have so much to talk about. So I think it's time for her to come visit again, don't you, Kenny?
Yep.
She hasn't been here in a long time.
No.
Okay, so there's my box, right? Nice and sturdy. And then you're getting 2 Karen bags in purple. Where can you get them in purple? Only at the Stamps of Life. And again, once they're gone, we will not be reordering them, okay? There we go. Boom, done. And there is my Karen bag. And you are getting 2 pockets for the Karens, okay? Boom, that's it. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, my friends. Wow, what a night, huh? Thank you so much for joining me. Those of you that joined the class a little late, guess what? It's going to be recorded. It takes it a little bit to upload, but it's going to be in your account. You go into your account and your classes will be there, and you'll be able to watch it as many times as you want to, okay? Also, if you are ordering on the website and you're seeing the spinny wheel, just, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's just because everybody's in line at once, okay? That's what's happening. If you get the spinny wheel, just wait. If you finish your order and it says pending, remember, we don't want to be stuck in a pen. We don't want to be in a playpen. We don't want to be in a penitentiary. That's when you are going to email Faylene at info@thestampsoflife.com, and she will get it fixed for you. If it says processing, 2 thumbs up, you're good to go. Okay? When you're checking out, please only hit buy now or whatever that it says, checkout button or whatever. Only press it once and it's going to start spinning. Just leave it alone. Okay? It's just you're in line to pay. That's why. Don't hit buy now, buy now, buy now, buy now, because that's bad. That's not good. It'll keep charging your credit card. So, my friends, thank you all so much for joining me for this class, Pansy class. You guys are going to be using those stamps and dies forever. Am I right? It is so, I love those flowers. I love those flowers. I love them. I love them. So, my friends, thank you so much. Thank you for your love and your support and your prayers. They mean the world to Kenny and I, and it's because of all of you that Kenny and I get to do this. And we are just so thankful. We just appreciate each and every one of you. Have a lovely night. Don't worry, this is all being recorded. You get to watch it again as many times as you want. And I will see you Thursday, 11 a.m. Pacific time, open to everybody, live, and we will be making a card. Okay? Thank you so much. Have a great night. Stay safe, stay happy, and stay healthy. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.